Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream, everybody. Intro music there by Timothy Seals, the remaster of the MechWarrior soundtrack. You should check out his channel. I will put it in the comments in the video description down below. I always use Timothy Seals at the start. His remixes of all the MechWarrior soundtracks are just fantastic. So how are we this evening? Let's see who's on. Caleb, how am I doing today? I'm actually doing really good, mate. How you doing? Joan, thank you. Hello. Guten Morgen to you too. Night Vision, finally caught another stream. Too bad I can't stick around for too long. That's alright. That's why I'm doing these on YouTube as well. YouTube archives these videos forever, so you can come back and watch them anytime. Best way to do it, unlike Twitch, where you've got to wind up archiving it on YouTube anyway, otherwise they delete it after like 5 days. Assuming they record it all properly in the first place. Johnny, back so soon, Mags. Glad it's so. Yes, as I said, the plan was to try and get more streams out. Now I'm up and functioning and everything's all working again. It just comes down to the net connection, which is, again, been a bit iffy, but I'm starting late again. It's just past 11 o'clock PM my time, so yeah, we're less than an hour out of midnight, but it seems when I get to this time is when my connection sorts of stabilizes. So my net connection at the moment actually feels a lot like it did going back 2020. 2020, anytime I wanted to stream, it had to be at around midnight. And then it got better and better and better, and up until just before the floods, I had fairly reliable connection. It wasn't fast enough for me to always get maximum quality out, which has been part of the issue, but it was stable. And that was my issue why I ended up flicking away from Starlink. Starlink gave me the quality option, but it was unstable. I might go back and give Starlink another shot in another year or so. Let a few more satellites get up there and see what happens. But for the moment, that's about where we're at. But now, after the floods, yeah, the net quality's gone to crap. I've gone back 2 years. Caleb, just waking up. The joys of time zones. The other reason it's good to pick this time is it does tend to coincide with some of US time and some of Europe's time, and that's where most of my audience is. So it probably lines up better for you guys, but it's a bitch for me. Johnny playing me some Witcher 3 at the same time, so my eyes are going to be split today. There's no problem with that. I'll be actually playing some Witcher 3 soon. I'm contemplating doing it for the channel. I can't live stream it. There is no way my connection will keep up with it, but I'm tempted to do a series like I did with Kingdom Come Deliverance for Witcher 3, largely because if it hasn't already, it should sometime in the next couple of days at least get the HD and the ray tracing patch released. I'm not sure when that's coming out, but that's supposed to be dropping really soon, so a massive graphical overhaul for Witcher 3, and I've never completed the game. I've said it before, I've only ever gotten as far as the first major city, enjoyed everything, and then things kept getting in the way, so I'm thinking I might do a series on it and actually play through it and see what all the fuss is about, because I've got all the DLCs, and I've never completed them, so the entire story is unknown to me, and surprisingly, I have managed to keep myself mostly spoiler-free. Stumble over my own tongue. Free. I have no idea how the game ends, and I don't know most of the major story plot points in it. I know a very rough roundabout about what it's about in general, but I've never completed any of the specifics, so I have no fucking idea what's going to happen in that game. 10 past 5 AM? Alright, that is early. There are some days that I don't get to bed till then, which is not good. First time catching a stream, normally asleep by now. Well, I hope I'm not keeping you up. As I said, it's good to keep them archives. You did Kingdom Come. Might have to binge that, Mags. I believe it's the 14th this month for Witcher 3. Yeah, I knew it was coming up. And yes, I did a full playthrough. Completed all the storyline all the way to the end. Did, I think, most of the quests. There's probably things I missed here and there, but I knocked over the entire game. I was going to go back and do it again, and I still fully intend to. but I'm waiting until there's the announcement for Kingdom Come 2 is coming up for release, and then I'm going to replay the entirety of Kingdom Come Deliverance again. Going to try and play a slightly different version of the character this time, and then lead into Kingdom Come 2 when it comes out. Am I ever going to finish Skyrim? Probably not, since the mods broke on it again. But at this rate, I still haven't actually finished the game ever. I don't know about the series, but yeah. I should go back and just start again and lighten up on the mods and see what happens. But vanilla Skyrim, it needs to be modded. Anyways, so we are doing a slight adjustment to what I originally had planned. When we were speaking at the end of the last stream. So at the end of the last stream, we were checking the star map on where to go next, and I noticed we had 2 flashpoints. We had this one over here, which leads off to Hearts and Minds, which I'm actually not familiar with this flashpoint. I don't think I've done this one. Then we have this one over here, Tournament of Champions. Now, I know what this one is, and this is a hell of a lot of fun. So we could do that one there. But in the prep for the stream, as I was getting everything set up to decide where to go, I noticed we have up here, at the very tip of Karita space, not far from Terra itself, another flashpoint, a House Divided. It expires in 65 days, and it's going to take us 57 days to get there. So if we're going to do it, we have to do it now. And I know what this one is, and I know what one of the potential rewards for this particular flashpoint are. It's 450,000 credits to get there, and we basically cannot refuse to do this. There is, it's not 100%, because it is a randomized reward at the end. I think it works out at something like a 13% chance, which is evenly divided between all of the items you can get. But one of the rewards for completing a House Divided is a fully equipped, fitted, and ready SLDF Highlander. We've got to take a roll on this one. It is 3 skulls. It's going to be... Well, it's about at our difficulty level for the mechs that we've got, although there are some weight restrictions, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, we've got to take a swing at this one. We have to.
Job's done, Commander.
But we won't be spending any money on it, because... I won't be spending any more money on the Argo for the moment until we get there. The good part is, once we're actually there, the pay's decent as well. So it will cover most of our transfer expenses, but any potential profit on this mission is going to be blown away in the 57 days travel time in order to get to the destination. Like, that's going to get eaten up. And between that and repairs, we're not making money out of this one. But if we can walk away with a Star League Highlander, we can't say no. We got to take a shot at it. I normally binge all your vids, just happened to stay up and decided why not stay up for this. Hey, well, why not hang around? It could be some good fun. We'll see how this goes. This could go tits up really badly and cost us millions as well. There's a good chance at that. Salute from Croatia. How you doing, Papa Bear? Ever coming back to DCS? Yeah, I've got it installed and updated. I've actually been working on a mission. There's a couple of old friends, Bog and Dick, who play IL-2 with us, have started moving over to DCS. So I'm building a bit of a sort of a Ukraine-themed Russian versus Russian, Red 4 versus Red 4 mission at the moment to fly. I don't think I'll be ever doing large-scale cover of DCS again. Some events, particularly with Nick Gray, sort of soured me on doing that, but I'd pop in every now and again, and I might do a video here and there. I've been contemplating mainly going back and just reviewing over the aircraft, because it's not like I don't fly DCS anymore. I just don't do videos on DCS anymore. So, but there is some good developers in there that... any sourness that I had, I shouldn't be... Like, it's not directed at any of them. I should be having a look at some of the other modules in there and just giving a bit of an overview, looking at them at the very least. Alright, moonlighting with an autocannon. Okay. So this will be one of, drill bit, and she's fiddling with a stock autocannon, jumbled pile of loose metal and wires. This is the event, we've had this a few times now, where she takes it apart and we have a chance to potentially get an upgraded weapon out of it. Potentially nothing can happen, and potentially the weapon could be destroyed. So, it's a stock autocannon. It's an AC5. Okay, so it's just an AC5. So I don't really care all that much. It's 100,000 credits, but it's not an Ultra, and we have 13 of those in stock. So, yeah, you can keep working on it. We'll roll the dice on this. I suppose it was in storage for a reason, so we can afford to lose it if things go wrong. Just be careful. These weapons are meant to destroy mechs after all. Later that week, Drillbit catches you in the hall with updates. Commander, I'm sorry to report that I wasn't able to modify the weapon like I wanted, but I was able to put it back together again the way it was before. Double and triple checked it to be sure. No lasting consequences. So nothing changed. It's usually just a 1+ rating on those missions or those events when you get them. Mags just got here. Did you just start? Yes, I most certainly did. We are heading north at the moment to do a Flashpoint that has a better than the lottery, but still a relatively small chance to give us a very shiny, fully equipped and fully repaired, fully functional SLDF Highlander. It could also give us absolutely garbage, but I'll take a shot. Not going to be a cheap mission to do, though, but worth the risk.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Alright, that's the first one, and we're probably going to have 2 of these, so that's another 500,000. So we're 450,000 for the transfer fees, 500,000 so far, so we're already at $1 million, or 950,000. Yep, let's continue on. Next financial report is in 30 days. And yeah, we arrive in 30 days. So the actual cost of doing this mission just on transfer, including our finances, are going to wind up at just short of 1.5 million to get there. Hey Dean, good day from the Great White North. G'day mate. Now, the flashpoints are so far apart, I wonder if it's possible to complete them all in a single campaign. Technically, yes, Wombat. You've got to be very observant of when they pop up, and you've got to have the funds. It's the higher the difficulty setting you have, the more difficult it's going to be, because the more difficult it is to generate money. Like, we were to play by the traditional game rules, which we're not actually restricted to, we've only got like 50 days, I think. We'll actually be able to see here in a second. 52, 51. That's how many days we've got left to actually have a score that counts before the game completes. So we're down to 50 days, and we've only a little over 3 million, and at my difficulty settings, we haven't managed to advance beyond 70 tons. Like, we do not have an assault mech yet. Happy accidents. Darius opens the morning briefing with a scowl on his face. We've picked up new supplies a few weeks ago. We're just opening some of the crates and machine tools, and well, I can't believe this happened again, but Yang practically explodes from his chair. We have more frozen Triple F burger meat. Do you know how hard this stuff is to come by in the periphery? Dr. Moran, we're not in the periphery. Dr. Moran sighs audibly. Please tell me that refrigeration was still optional. I don't want to repeat of last time. Don't worry, Doc. My team took care of the goods. Yang flashes you a winning smile. What do you say, Commander? Burgers on the menu. Well, we've got the Argo hydroponics up, so yes, we can recreate an authentic Triple F burger. I have no idea what a Triple F burger is. I'm assuming it's just an Australian burger with the lot, which are, frankly, the best burgers in the world, so that is what it is. ID pops in your head. Chef, we're kind of an expert on Triple F burgers. Do you think the hydroponics garden has what you need to recreate the real thing? Yang's face takes a stony expression that you've come to associate with complicated refit orders. From what I've heard, the stuff is basically whale meat, so I'll have to improvise. Okay, whale meat. Alright. Not an Aussie burger. Maybe Japanese. So I have to improvise, but yes, challenge accepted. By the end of the week, Yang and the mech techs have raided the garden and retrofitted blast furnaces into a makeshift grill. That's a hell of a grill. Somebody even decorated the mess hall in Triple F trademark colours, while only those who's travelled Davian space can attest to the accuracy of the burners. Everyone agrees they're delicious. Morale increased by 2. Unfortunately, that's probably going to run out before we actually hit our destination. But that's why we've got the hydroponics on board, because that can pop up every now and again. And a nice +2 morale boost is, well, it's a nice +2 morale boost. Wisher makes me scream out like a mad warrior less, so I think you shall enjoy it deeply, mate. Well, the amount of Witcher that I've played so far, I have enjoyed. I have enjoyed it a lot, actually. I was kind of getting into the story. It was just a few events going on at the time in life. I just kept getting distracted from it, and then I had, you know, I think it was the last time I tried playing this, I was in my final year of uni, and I was doing channel stuff, and then life stuff, and COVID. That was 2020. Yeah, that was 2020, so that would have been first year of the lockdown, so I had COVID on as well, and yeah, that was an interesting year. The streams have got me into BattleTech and loving it. I just can't find stock anywhere here in Oz. You and me both, Demon. I have been looking. I have, well, some recent actions by Catalyst, however, have made me come to the decision that I think a 3D printer will be coming up into my near future. I'm just going to print my minis. But I'm not going to print copies of the Catalyst minis. I actually want to see if I can pull the 3D files. And, you know, I'm a graphic designer. I've got a little bit of artistic skill in 3D. So see whether or not I can play with the 3D models and actually come up with custom sculpts. So that's going to be my plan. So we have arrived, but another 500,000 down. So we will pay that. And that leaves us at... Well, we won't start this right away. I want to actually check all of our status first. That leaves us at 3 million. Right, we will be beginning that in just a moment though. Bays. Now, all of our mechs should have been repaired. I just want to make sure everything's all good. Yep, everything's all good and fine. Nothing was due to be refit. No, everything's all... Yeah, Archer's internals are repaired. Cool. Everything is good. Alright, so Flashpoint available. Expires in 8 days, so we made it just in time. If we'd gone anywhere else, we wouldn't have got this. Later, Tsukio Nakano. Welcome to Durian Commander McEvedy. Lady Sakura of House... I can't pronounce that for the life of me. We're a minor house, but we're highly regarded in our sense of honour, at least in the Combine, but now our good name is threatened by outsiders who are sowing division. Please, Lady Tsukio, tell us more about your troubles and what or who the trouble is, more specifically. The issue lies between me and my eldest daughter, Mariko. She has fallen in with the wrong crowd, opportunists and reprobates hoping to leverage our reputation for their gain. They've convinced her that wealth will improve our family standing, yet so far she has succeeded in only squandering our modest fortune on lavish dinner parties and extravagant jewellery for her friends. Now, one of those miscreants wants to roost at our family's estate in Ural in exchange for a vast sum. Maruko refuses to acknowledge that a known criminal will be using my ancestral home as a base for nefarious operations. This cannot be allowed. I'd rather see House Nakano fall than be dishonoured by this creature. Fortunately for you, even in my relative poverty, I can still afford mercenaries. Wait, you're not going to ask us to murder your kid, right? Because we get that a lot, like way too much. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, that's happened at least once in this playthrough so far. If I wanted her dead, I'd do it myself. No, I love my daughter, but she's so caught up in her pursuit of wealth that she's forgotten the words passed from her great-grandmother. Honor is the embodiment of an ideal, wealth is the means to bypass ideals. I actually kind of like that. I blame myself for failing to reinforce this lesson. I should have enlisted her in the DCMS. That's the Draconis Combine Military Service. Or Mustard Soldierly Military Service. It's the military for the Dracoms. It's too late now. This animal has sunk a claws into my daughter and thus into my house. Understood? Who exactly are we dealing with? Karina Luthendorf. That sounds like a Steiner last name to me. She's more than just a socialite. She's a war profiteer who has amassed a fortune selling military-grade weapons to insurgents who then murder innocent Credans during the Third Succession War. Anybody from the Draconis Combine talking about war profiteering is very much pot calling kettle black, but that's fine. Now these same insurgents serve as a personal army. How would you like us to proceed? Mariko will arrive shortly to throw one of her extravagant sorties and hand over the keys of our ancestral home to Luthendorf, the estate that has been passed from my mother to daughter for generations. You must prevent this. Who is Mariko to rob our descendants of their birthright? I'll send over the coordinates, intercept Luthendorf's convoy and eliminate her, leave nothing but a smouldering ruin in her honour. So it's a convoy intercept for the first round. Hold on, that's a big jump. Why do we have to kill Luthendorf? I told you I won't kill my daughter, but she won't listen to me. Your rationale is sound as any. We get into this business, we'll take the contract. Yes, we most certainly will. Alright, so convoy intercept, we're going to want relatively fast mechs. Their lineup is going to have lights and at least mediums, possibly a heavy or two, and it will definitely have vehicles. The way Lady Sukiya talks, you think honor was worth more than gold, but I know when to keep my mouth shut. No, you don't. I could listen to the clever banner all day, but we've got work to do. Yes, indeed we do. Alright, so the archer is probably not going to be appropriate. 2.5 skulls for the first mission. That's not too bad. And it's in the Badlands. Everything else on this planet is... Jesus, yeah. We're doing this and then we're leaving. We'll probably leave it half and half. Yeah, we'll leave it half and half. There's a chance we'll get some decent salvage out of this, and we need the cash. Because we just spent $1.5 million to get here, so we need at least to start making some of that back. We are going to have to make that trip again back down the other way to get to the other flashpoints after all. Alright, so the Archer's going to be out, and I'm going to probably go with a B team. We'll put the Griffin up front with Apex. We'll say, yeah, no, we'll leave Beach Ball and the Lead Spitter in the back. AC5 SRMs. $25 missiles, medium laser, small laser. This... We'll keep the Shadowhawk as our tank. It's reasonably mobile. We won't go with the Hunchbacks. They're going to be way too slow. But we might take the second Griffin and actually take a fire support mech this time. Which means... I believe it's Archangel's comfortable in the Hunchback. He's got, yeah, +2 LRM clustering. Now, there was somebody else who had that as well. Nope. This is part of the mod for those who haven't seen this before as well. We're looking at the bonuses. Claymore's my character. He has no bonuses. Drill bit. Argo upkeep. No. Phantom. Phantom's got a load of them. Phantom's probably one of my best mech warriors, but he's a scout pilot. Looks like it's going to have to be Archangel. So Archangel's going to go into the Griffin for the +2 LRM clustering. So it's 20. This Griffin's primary armament for this configuration is an LRM 20 and a triple plus LRM 5. So 25 missiles in a salvo and a medium and a small laser. The rest of the weapon systems are pretty light on, but it's got 4 tons of ammunition, so it can lay down a lot of fire. If we're doing a convoy, I need fast mechs. I don't have too many of those. The Griffins aren't slow. The Lead Spitter is flat out. That thing's a Ferrari. 6-pack's okay, but we don't have anything that's too fast, and I don't... The Raven doesn't really have enough firepower for... to go toe-to-toe with any other mechs. Its advantage is ECM, and if we're having to hit targets on a move and we don't know what the mech and defense complement's going to be, we want more firepower. So having something that can strike at extremely long range and blow vehicles up that are trying to run is probably going to be a good play. Okay, Griffin, 6-pack Griffin, and yeah, that's a Royal Griffin, so SLDF Griffin. It'll do. That Highlander's gauze could be worth its weight in gold, not to mention the mech itself. Yep, that's why I want it. If we can get our hands on that Highlander, it's a random chance. I said I think it works out at about 13% chance to get, because the final loot reward is a random roll on what you'll actually get. But it's worth it, because if we happen to score on that one, that starts solving our armor problems. Our armor problems are significant at the moment. It's taken us a long time to get mechs. Well, an SLDF Highlander, that's good enough that I can reconfigure the Archer to long range and put like 4 LRM-15s into it and have a really serious fire support mech. Hey Zero, how's it going, mate? Can't believe I'm actually catching a stream. Hello from the USA. Binged all your BT videos. Glad you're back. Glad to be back, mate. It's taken a little bit, but we're here. Hey Buster, how's it going, mate? Night vision goggles. Are Flashpoints worth it for after the campaign? Still in vanilla, by the way. Yes and no. The Flashpoints are designed mainly for career mode. The problem, you can do them all, and they're worth doing just for the fun of it after completing the campaign, but the problem you're going to find is that a lot of the rewards from the Flashpoints post-campaign are going to be smaller mechs. And by the time you've completed the campaign, assuming you've done everything right, you're going to have an SLDF Highlander. You're likely going to have multiple Atlases, multiple King Crabs. Your final reward for the final mission of the campaign is the Atlas 2 that you've recovered on the same mission where you get the Highlander. You're going to have a pretty significant mech pool. So all of a sudden, Flashpoints that reward something like an SLDF Griffin, or another SLDF Highlander. Well, they're not terrible if you're just playing the game like Mech Pokemon, trying to collect everything, which is perfectly fine and a completely valid way to play. But they're less appealing from a gameplay standpoint, because you've already got you're fully able to drop a 400-ton lance and have options by the time you've completed the campaign. So Luthendorf will be forced to make a way through this pass. You can use that to catch her unawares. Roger that later, Tsukio. We'll get visual confirm, and she's en route. Okay, cool enough. Show no mercy. Yeah. We're all good. Too much talking. Let's get the next going.
Chief.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other reason why we didn't need the Raven. We have the SLDF Griffin, which has ECM gear on it by default. So that's fine. Now, there will be escorts.
Moving to position.
I'm going to keep everybody under the ECM for the Griffin.
Moving to position.
Rolling.
Triple F is basically Davy and Burger King. With whale meat. Really? Do we still eat whale meat? I thought it was hunting was banned. Well, hunting is banned. Unfortunately, there's room for interpretation depending on what country you're in on that. If you checked out Elite Dangerous after Update 14 dropped, Major Thargoid War? No, honestly, Buster, it's sitting in the background there. It's probably on the update prior to that. But no, I haven't looked at it at all. I have not had time. I've heard that they've turned it up and starting to do something with it again, which is good, but I haven't jumped onto it to check it out myself. So no contacts as yet.
Primary target on
There
screen,
we go.
Commander.
Alright, we'll put...
I'm there.
That's odd. It's like we got a sensor contact, and now where did they go? Well, that's a denial zone, so if we keep heading across, they're going to have the tree lines there, but we're going to want to go further down than that. The vehicles are the primary target. The escorts will just be a bonus. The actually, Luthdorf is probably in a mech. Maybe not. She might be in vehicles. We'll see.
On the move.
Keep everything going.
On it.
Alright, we got contacts. Archangel into position there, and let's get full sprint in the lead spitter and see if we can get it down to ID the vehicles. Vehicles are good because we can just stand on them. Wait, haven't we already done a house divided? No, not yet. Wait, no, similar name to the Capellan one. Yeah, no, this is Draconis Combine.
Commander?
Alright, so we have 2 mechs in the back line. We will... What's that one?
Sensors locked on.
Wolverine. Okay. We got to get to the vehicles fast.
Aye, aye.
Apex. Start engaging. Single shot in the PPC. 56% chance to hit. Not great. But we'll take the shot.
Taking the shot.
Straight return hit. Now.
Ready for orders.
6-pack's going to need to sprint just to be able to get out into the firing line. We're almost too slow. Considering how close that denial zone is, we are almost too slow. Thunderbolt. Alright, that's heavier than I was expecting. That's a lot heavier than I was expecting. But I'm glad I've got 2 parts. Alright, we'll pull this Griffin back to here. We are going to ignore fire support on mechs for the moment. Our first target's going to be these vehicles. LRM. Yeah, I want to get rid of the LRM. This should be light enough. We might be able to take it in a single salvo. Maybe.
Primary target damage.
No, not
Concentrate
even
your
close.
fire and bring it down.
That's alright, that's what the fire starter's for. We've got to get him out there to intercept the vehicles. Or her, rather. It's Beach Ball driving it at the moment, not Phantom.
Waiting for orders.
Beach Ball is not going to be able to make it. Get some blockage there. It's only going to get a 4. The jump will be worth it to get at least the 4 evasion.
10-4.
Awaiting orders.
Wilco. Griffin over.
Firing on target.
Primary target
Right,
is
cool.
damaged.
First vehicle's down.
Keep it up.
Yes, Commander.
Yep, we'll just stand on that one.
Location confirmed. Engaging.
2 down. Alright. Now we've got our mechs in place. We've just got to make sure we maintain this shield here. Destroy
Reporting.
any vehicle that tries to cross
vehicle
across it.
eliminated.
It looks like we only have the 2 mechs to worry about. Wolverine's about what I was expecting in terms of weight. The Thunderbolt's a little bit more of a concern, but we can work with that. There's only 2 of them. It's now just a matter. Got a HoTaS. Wait. No, we got 3 mechs. There's a Panther hidden in there I hadn't spotted yet. And a Pike. Alright, I've just got to watch out for things like, if I see an SRM carrier, I may just shit myself.
I'm
Like,
receiving it.
that's a genuine concern. But so long as we don't see any of those, I think we'll be okay. Alright, so get the Griffin back under the ECM of the Royal Griffin, and yeah, the Wolverine's closer. We'll probably fire support the Wolverine, fire support on the full Wolverine first,
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
and we'll go for the Thunderbolt next. Oof, that was a big hit.
Losing armor.
I did get a Hatchetman outfitted with a triple plus melee mod. Oh, that'd be a nasty piece of work. Oh, that's all evasion gone. That's a lot of
Can't take
firepower
many
coming
more
in on
of
the fire
those.
startup.
I'm showing minor damage.
No retreat!
I'm here.
Alright. No, that's probably not such a great idea.
Reading you.
Movement gives me 3. Movement there is 4. Yeah, I really want... Go sprint. And we're going to sprint Beach
All right,
Ball right
let's
around
move.
here. And we're going to have Beach Ball jump in behind the Thunderbolt and rip its rear armor open at point blank range. That's going to be Beach Ball's job. Beach Ball's going after the heaviest mech they've got.
Standing by.
We are going to have to get the Griffin moving. Four evasion to there.
Confirmed.
And strike at the wall. Actually, we should probably... Yeah, actually, hitting the Thunderbolt with those guns is probably actually a better idea. Yeah, we'll tank the Wolverine, we'll kill the Thunderbolt.
Target confirmed.
Get rid of all its evasion. Yeah, 6-pack's going to have to stand on that one.
Ready for orders.
That's a bad angle for that. That's the easiest way to deal with it. Alright, another vehicle destroyed.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
They will be done.
And Archangel can move just to here. I'm just going to basically marching Archangel back and forth just to get the evasion pips up on before firing. And we will do full LRM strike. Actually, we can hit with the medium laser as well. And hit
Locked on
Thunderbolt.
target.
Anything to start rattling that pilot, because I want that pilot to suddenly feel the need to no longer be inside that mech. And I think the pilot might have seen that coming. Panther with the PPC. Nasty piece of kit, but we'll deal with that as we can.
Losing armor.
Papa Bear, gotta go. Stay safe, everybody. I'll catch you later, mate. Mags, what are the factions you're most favourable to? The Fed
I took a
Sons?
critical hit.
Generally American Steiner. I don't mind Davian. But, yeah, I'm generally
I'm
the
under
more
heavy
Merrick or
fire.
Steiner. I mainly started in Davian space for this particular campaign, largely because I normally
Yes,
don't.
Commander.
It's normally not an area that I would, not an area that I would go to. They're not normally my guys, but you know, do something different. All right, so we can't make the back of the Thunderbolt, so we're going to do the jump,
Engaging jump jet.
get the evasion, go precision strike, lower center back, and let's straight. Ooh, yeah, heatsink destroyed,
Good,
engine
a
shielding
critical
crit.
hit.
That's all sorts of heat damage that the Panther's going to take the next time it fires its guns. And the evasion should let the lead spitter keep itself going. Have I played the new Hitman series? No, but I've been meaning to buy it. The
Commander?
only problem is that the way they've sold them, I've been told you've got to buy all three, but I've also been told you can just buy Hitman 3 and then get the expansion packs to it, and it puts the missions from Hitman 2 and Hitman 1 into it as well. I've got all of the old Hitman games up until they started re-releasing Hitman 1, 2, and 3, the three new ones. I've got everything previous to that, and I've 100% completed all of them. I was a massive fan of the series. I loved the Hitman series. But,
Copy that.
yeah, never picked up the first of the remakes. We're going to have a, green. Who to go for? Yeah, never picked up the rest of the series. Focusing the Panther down would be the go, but the thing is that the lead spit is probably going to kill the Panther in the next round. So it seems like putting the target on on something else is probably more useful. Yeah, we'll put it on the Thunderbolt to get the pressure back on it. That pilot's looking far too comfortable over there.
Yes, Commander.
Tango, your job, stand on that
Moving
one
to
now.
position. Here we go.
Ooh, that's not good.
I'm your spaniel.
That one survived. I don't like it when they survive. What's the armor looking at it? Armor's pretty open on top. Missiles might kill it. Yeah, we're gonna have to put the salvo on the vehicle. See. Come on. Yes.
Time to bug out.
Cool.
Get to the LZ for extraction.
Oh, no. We're not bugging out. We have mechs to kill. I'm leaving here with parts of that Thunderbolt. Oh, right leg destroyed.
I'm going over.
Alright, well, Beach Bolt. Actually, no, I'm not even going to do a precision strike. You shouldn't need a precision strike. You should just be an open up. Yeah, I might just do a melee.
Location confirmed.
Yep, that works. Once again, the fire starter wins.
Reporting heavy damage.
Alright,
Aye, aye.
Apex, we can do a jump. To rear. We'll do a precision shot straight into the back, and that's going to push the heat over, so we're going to pull one of the SRMs. What's the better damage option here? 50 damage, 8 damage per missile over 6. That overall generates the least amount of heat. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
Soften up some of the rear armor so the
I'm here.
so Beach Ball can have a little bit more fun, and we'll dump missiles onto the Wolverine as well.
Target.
Yeah. Okay, that's surprising. Ooh, hip destroyed and foot destroyed. That's not what
I'm
we
losing
wanted.
weapon systems.
That's not what we wanted. I thought the Thunderbolt would go for the 6-pack while it's on the ground, but nope.
Regained footing. Good to go.
Our 6-pack is going to get wrecked, I think. Nobody shot it. I'm surprised as you, but yeah, nobody shot it.
Copy
We
that.
will shirt front
Damn it. My mech is limping.
the Wolverine.
Roger that.
Hot damn, let's do this.
Alright,
I'm
Beach
here.
Ball. Jump to rear.
Lifting off.
And it looks like we lost an arm on the lead spitter. Yeah, we have lost an MG, but that's fine. Use the inspiration, lower back.
Target lock on enemy 6.
That gets the Wolverine out of
That's
play.
a kill.
So now we're just going to deal with that Thunderbolt.
Standing by.
Now the Royal Griffin actually has a decent bonus for melee and decent damage on it too, and we do need it. We do need a cooldown. And yeah, we got the armor. We can play with the Thunderbolt and melee for a bit.
Attempting physical attack.
Structure exposed from the front. Heatsink destroyed. Good. And we got a breaching shot from the small laser. And actually, that arc is bad, so we are going to
I'm walking here.
move back up the ridgeline again. There we go. So now we don't have to shoot into the back of our own mech.
Engaging.
Left torso destroyed. Left arm destroyed. Pilot
Cobra
injured.
Commander.
Now, 6-pack's mobility is
Position confirmed.
garbage now. I will catch up on chat as soon as we're done here. I just needed to make sure I got this right, guys.
Taking the shot.
Shoulder destroyed.
That hit something good.
Come on, people, let's make it happen.
Alright, beach ball.
Copy
Jump
that.
into rear arc.
Firing on rear arc.
Engine shielding crit.
Report.
And pilot panics and ejects. Nice. The area has been cleared. Darius has given me the green light to land immediately. Hold position. Don't celebrate too soon, Commander. We're being hailed by a dropship with House Nakano's heraldry. It's Lady Tsukio's daughter, Mariko. She wants to talk. Of course she does.
Mission successful.
Alright, so we're going to get an option to do a bit of a split here. Now that map is always tough because you have so little cover. Yes, it is. Video stuttering for anyone else. Not audio, just the video locking up. Tiny a little bit. Yeah, it's possibly my connection, Demon. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Please don't DFA. No, I wouldn't think about it with damaged legs. I'm reluctant to, unless it's down to the last mech, and I've got a mech that has undamaged legs. I generally won't DFA. Maybe try and flank the Thunderbolt. Yep, that was kind of what I was doing. Well, that was the plan. It just kept moving out of the range of the flank. Thunderbolt would make for a nice addition to the team. Indeed it would. I'm hoping we get a few parts. And I might, maybe I might have one part of a Thunderbolt floating around. Glad to catch your stream. Hoping things are going well. Things are going much well now. Thank you very much. Hey Mags, I've got a question about BattleTech lore. If the clans have a eugenics program focused on making the biggest, best and strongest warriors, why do they then produce female trueborn? Because they still need a worker caste. Your freeborn. Oh, hang on, your trueborn bred. You've got to take a look at what BattleTech genetically engineered females look like. In particular, you need to take a look at what a female elemental pilot looks like. All the rules of biology as you understand them go out the window the second you start looking into what the clans do to human genetics. It's not just specialized crossbreeding. There's straight up genetic engineering involved. There's one of the stories for BattleTech. I can't remember which book it's in. There's a female clan elemental pilot that is, I forget how it goes around, but there's a bit of an infatuation with a regular Innisphere human. I think it's coming close to the Ilkhan era. It's one of the books leading up to that, anyway. And it isn't quite a reciprocal relationship or a reciprocal interest, because the Innisphere pilot in particular, or the Innisphere human, is just a regular human, like a soldiery type, exactly what you would expect. The clan female elemental pilot is 8.5 feet tall and weighs about 450 kilograms. She's half a ton, and it's muscle, just muscle. Yeah, the rules of male and female. They don't apply when you start seriously fucking with the genetic code in the BattleTech universe. You can be a woman and still be built like, bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's not a concern. All right, Apex is fine, and the Royal Griffin did really well, which is, I'm not a huge Griffin fan, but this one's good. The 6-pack's probably not going to be deployed on the next mission, I had to make a guess, and the Lead Spitter unfortunately isn't either, and I don't have a spare. I need to put a second one of these together. I need to get a second fire starter in my lineup for when this happens, because that's actually kind of annoying. I like having my fire starters around. We're definitely gonna have to swap that one out. The Griffin took no shots, so it's of course perfectly fine. Alright, claim salvage. Well, that's easy. We have 2 parts of a Thunderbolt. We have 1 part of a Thunderbolt put aside, and I am taking the other 2. Hopefully the random roll will get the Panther, because we've got 3 parts of that in stock, so 1 more part, and we'll have a complete mech, and we can sell that to offset some of the costs from this endeavour. Double plus SRM2, which I don't really care about. Yeah, nothing in there is really important beyond that. So we just take the 2 parts Thunderbolt, and that leaves us with 1 part remaining. So the next time we encounter one, if we destroy it, we have a Thunderbolt, which is nice. Yeah, 2 parts Wolverine would take us up to 3 as well. Hopefully we get the Panther. Let's see. No more mech parts. LRM 15, LRM 5, AC 5, quantity 2. We had those, and we have 2. That's off the vehicles. So these are multiple vehicles. So there's 3 AC 2s and 2 AC 5s. We can sell some parts, I suppose. We have a few spares around we can get rid of. You can buy Hitman 3 and get all the DLC for the other 2. Yes, but do you get the main mission campaigns, or to get the main missions for 1 and 2, can I get all the missions? Or is it only the DLC for the other 2? Because that's the big thing. Because if I buy it, I want to play through the entire story. Bad news, Commander. Lady Marika says Luchendorf survived the attack, and now the heiress wants to hire us for a job. Lady Suko did say her house was divided, didn't she? Well, that division means an opportunity for us. Let's hear what she has to say. No. I don't agree with this. Lady Morocco and Nadanko. Hey, Commander McEvity. Sorry to meet you like this, but my mum has put me in an impossible situation. She's a smug looking bitch. I already don't like her. When she realized Luchendorf survived, her cretin ideals will dictate that she settle our dispute directly, the only way she knows how. In battle mechs, she's gathered her old war buddies to kill Luchendorf herself. That can't happen. My family needs Luchendorf's money if House Nako is going to survive. Look, I know you didn't sign on to our family drama, but you're just looking for a payday, so let's talk business. Break your contract with my mum. No, I won't. And work for me. I don't break contracts unless there is a very significant reason to do so. I've slashed away some funds for an emergency, and this is it. I'll double whatever she offered you. Just stop her from killing Luchendorf. Nope. Nope. Just please try not to hurt my mother. She's nearly 70 and her battle mech is centuries old. Nearly all battle mechs are centuries old. That's not saying, and most of the really good ones are centuries old. Only a handful of the newer ones are better. I'm trying to save our house, not kill Mum. I love her with all my heart. I just don't know how to reason with her anymore. You're invited an arms dealer into a house, and you're siding with the arms dealer. Like, even if I wasn't an honourable mercenary who tries to stay to his contracts, you fucked up. With all due respect, your mother's safety isn't really something we can guarantee. If she fires on our people, they're going to defend themselves. I know if she wasn't so damn stubborn, I guess that runs in the family. That stubborn streak is why we're here. While it's good for business, maybe we can help some patch up later. Give me the option. Commander, I see where you're going with this. Commander, I'm surprised that it took this long to hear from you again. I thought you'd be handing money off the mission, although your job's not done. Luchendorf still lives. Actually, Lady Suko, the commander had a wild idea that maybe you and your daughter needed a chance to talk to one another. You and Lady Mariko have a lot to discuss, and it'll be easier to cut out the mercenary middleman. Mum, I don't want to fight you. I'm just going to skip the rest of this, because this is just family infighting, and this is going to come down to a choice, because it always does. And while I don't remember exactly what mission is next, I do remember the split. Yeah, that could have gone better, so now I should get the option. Alright, here we go. Flashpoint decision. Honor your contract with Lady Tsukio. Honor is its own kind of currency in the Combine. We'll deploy with Lady Tsukio. Flashpoint decision, break contract, and go with the daughter. Nope. We're honoring the contract. Honor might be nonsense, but it's important nonsense in the Draconis Combine. That it is. Fair point, money. Money can't buy anything. Even mercenaries know that. Get ready to redeploy. Our work isn't done yet. Is this a non-consecutive? This appears to be a non-consecutive. Excellent. We can actually bolt our mechs back together. Or at least we might be able to fix the Firestarter. I don't care so much about the Shadowhawk. And it means I also get a chance to actually complete the rest of the chat, because I do believe I am a little bit behind here at the moment. The Griffin has shark's teeth painted on the front. Yes, it does. I think I painted it up that way. So many mechs that I haven't seen before. Yep, in BattleTech Extended and BattleTech Advanced, you will find loads. There's a couple I'm specifically looking for at the moment. I am looking for an old Mackie. The Mackie is in this. I have no idea where you find it, but it is in this. Which, for those who are unfamiliar with the BattleTech universe, the Mackie is the first ever battle mech. I want one. They're not very good, but I want it anyway. So far, apart from the vehicles, all mechs shown is from the base game. You just killed a Steiner girlfriend? No, not yet, I haven't. Snoozer at your own peril, gentlemen. I know elementals were big, but damn, yeah, elementals... The easiest way to describe elementals in the BattleTech universe, elementals are essentially Space Marines. That's what they are. Battle mech pilots are generally human-sized, even the clan ones. They're just... The clan genetic engineering optimizes them a little bit for combat, and they usually have some cybernetics. So they usually have interfaces directly embedded into their skulls and into parts of their bodies that allow them to directly interface with certain components of the mech without technically needing. It's essentially the Innosphere pilots have to use a neuro helmet to interface with the mech. The neuro helmet reads thought patterns in order to translate into mech functionality. It's part of the reason the way the mech's gyro works is it actually operates off the pilot's own inner sense of balance. So if a pilot ever becomes disorientated, the gyro can actually lose stability and the mech will fall over. So it operates one-to-one. Some clanners, not all of the clanners will have this, but some clanners will have that the capability that the neuro helmet gives Innosphere pilots directly cybernetically embedded into them as part of their modifications as well. But otherwise, they're relatively human-sized, just a little bit optimized. Elementals, however, not so much. They're something else. But in serious, Mech Warriors isn't just physical. A large part of it's information processing and quick thinking. Yep, and that's what's modified mostly with Clan Mech Warriors. And then there's Clan Aerotech pilots, which they're almost as modified as Clan Elemental pilots, but in a different way, where Elemental pilots are physically huge because they wear essentially Space Marine power armor that is equipped with mech-level weaponry. The Elemental pilots are the other way around. Most of them are only... 5 feet tall, roughly. 5.5 feet is normally the range. I think some of them get a little bit shorter than that, and most of them are under 50 kilograms. Their entire bodies are engineered to be as light as possible, but their muscles are engineered to be extremely tolerant to high stress loads. That's in the most extreme end. Some aren't quite that extreme, but in the most extreme end. And that's because they're basically jet fighter pilots. The entire body is designed to be as light as possible, while at the same time having an oversized heart and an oversized circulatory system with extremely high strength, high endurance muscles that have relatively low mass. Some of that is cybernetic enhancement in there as well, and it's so they can take sustained high G loads without fatiguing and without passing out, and still be able to manipulate the controls of the aircraft or spacecraft, depending on where they're at. Basically female Space Marine big. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's what they are. They're female Space Marines, and the armor they wear is... essentially, it doesn't look as good, but it's essentially tactical Terminator armor. That's what an elemental suit is. It's a Terminator armor with jump jets. You get the main missions, you get the campaign for half, yes. Sorry, what's this? Ah, yes, you get the campaign for 1 too. That's talking about Hitman. Yeah, okay, so I've only got to get Hitman 3 and then grab the DLCs. Okay. Yeah, I might do that, because I would like to play through it. I have, as I said, I've 100%. I've got the original discs back when they were doing physical copies for most of the original Hitman, going all the way back to the first one. Like, I played Hitman 1 on release. Hitman, I think it might have been the same year. Hitman 1 and Deus Ex in the same year. Holy shit, was that a good... And Red Alert 2 was around about the same time as well. That was a great year for gaming. That was a fantastic year for gaming. You'd be doubly stupid for breaking contract with Korea. Well, I generally won't anyway. I won't break a contract for money. I've got to. The only time I'll break a contract as a mercenary in this game is if you find out, and I'll get some repairs going here while we're talking. If I find out that the side that has hired me has done something really, really fucking heinous. Like, they are real arseholes. You find out, oh, by the way, the side that you're working for, they've been genociding civilians in cities across the entirety of this planet for like the last couple of months, and we were the only resistance that was fighting against them, trying to save people. They've literally been burning down hospitals and murdering women and children. Okay, at that point, yeah, I'm going to break contract because stuff that. But if it comes down to, oh no, we're just having a disagreement, I'm going to offer you more money, no. I'm not breaking contract. I'm going to come shoot you. Simple as that.
On it. I'll let you know.
That's the way I play these games. We'll initiate a repair on this as well. We'll wait the 2 days just to make sure the lead spitter is available, because it's sort of a key part of my tactics. I do like my lead spitter. Alright, we lost SRM ammo. So that was the leg loss. Where is my... Oh, hang on. Missile ammo. There it is. Was likely an ammo detonation in the leg. 80,000, 3 days. Everything else is cool. Cool. We'll initiate that.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Alright, we're only... Although we could wait, we can get a couple of the pilots back up, and the XP might be worth it for them.
That work order you submitted is complete.
Yeah, Tango can have a day off. Financial report in 27 days. Okay, that works. Right, we'll get the Flashpoint going. Continue. Alright, so 2.8. What are our higher options? 2.11, 3.14. I might leave that where it is again. 637,200. 2.5 skulls. It's in the Badlands. It's straight battle. 2.8. The chances of us headshotting Mech and actually getting a full 3 parts is relatively low. Yeah, we'll just stick with the 2.8, and that'll get some of the money back up. At least enough money out of this mission to cover our next set of expenses, which we are going to incur as we turn around and head all the way back down south. Although we might stop a couple of times on the way back and do a couple of missions while we're heading to the next set of flashpoints. We don't need to do the whole 57-day journey all the way back. We might just do a 20-day run, do some missions somewhere, and then go a little bit further. Alright, so for this mission, we are going to pull the fire support Griffin. Tango is out for a rest. We'll pull Archangel out as well. We will keep the SLDF Griffin in play. We are definitely going to bring Claymore in the Archer. Got the 4J. Yeah, not... The Badlands is going to be too hot for the laser back. I'd bring the laser back, but that's... We'll stick with the sticks pack and the lead spitter. We'll stick with that lineup. Just because the Wolverine we've got... It doesn't really have the firepower. The fire support Griffin, I want a little bit more face punchiness. Yeah, and the Hunchbacks are just going to run too hot. And the 4J is more keeping that around as more of a novelty, because it's not the mech I thought it was. The Swayback. There is another version of the Swayback. I think it might be an SLDF version that's actually got double missile pods on each side. So it's like a miniaturized version of the Archer, but this one isn't it. It's only got the single missile pod. So an LRM 20 double plus, and then the medium laser. Still a good mech, but not really what we need here. Although it's still, thinking about it, still 4 medium lasers and an LRM 20. Against 2 mediums, a small, and SRM6. SRM6, 4. 456, structure 880. 880. Yeah, 6-pack's got better armor. Yeah, we'll keep that as is. We will. Who is my other best pilot for the 6-pack? For the Shadowhawk. I cannot remember who the other pilot was. Cerberus. Alright, Cerberus gets to ride this one. 7 gunnery, 8 gunnery, 7 gunnery. Claymore really needs to lift up his game. He's getting passed by his own members here. And for this one... No, we'll leave Beach Ball. We'll give Beach Ball another round. Yeah, we'll give Beach Ball another round. We'll leave that as is. Alright, cool. Deploying. Stupid bot. That bot fixed. It does play a part in terms of resilience and endurance, hence male and female trueborn share the same physical traits. Yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, it was a clarification question mainly. Yeah, bots come in. I'm sorry, I would have got rid of the bot sooner, but I've only just spotted it. There we go. Get that back up so I can see. The joy in Mag's voice when he realizes he can repair. Hey, consecutive missions in this mod at this difficulty level are no joke. A 3 sequence with the mechs that I've got at the moment will basically run me over $1 million credit repair bill, and I will have to go through every mech that I've got in order to complete it, assuming that I'm able to complete it. No notice on Discord, by the way. I was pretty sure I saw one. I was pretty sure I saw one in there. There should be more deadly sharks painted on mechs. It's a military tradition at this point. Yes, and there should be nose art. Like, let's be perfectly honest. If you had a 4-story walking tank, you're going to paint a waifu on the front of it. Like, every single mech should damn near have nose art. It should be a standard thing. And there should be kill markings on them. Because some of these kill markings... And maybe even markings for the wars that they've fought in, considering how old some of these things are. They should have markings like that. Those are the traditions that absolutely should be a part of this. So where's Lady Tsukio's lance of the 3rd Succession War vets? I think they had trouble waking up from the nap. They'll be here. That woman is one focused old lady. In the meantime, Luthendorf is here, center stage. What is that? Alright, I made the right choice. I am pretty sure that is a... I think that's an Orion. Or is it a Zeus? Second lance. I'm opening the comms. Attention, Credo Luthendorf. This is Lady Tsukio Nakano, matriarch of House Nakano, a former TI of the 177th Yorkri Lancers. I will not allow your foul stench to pollute my ancestral home. Prepare to die. Nice intro. Lady Tsukio, your daughter warned me that you might be visiting. Please, we're not enemies. Surely we can come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. You may have seduced my daughter with your money, pig, but my loyalties can't be bought. Mum, don't do this. Yeah. Kill the comms, enough talk. I agree. I'm not normally a huge fan of the TridentZ. I like this old lady. She's a tough battle axe. Now, what's she driving? Yeah, we got a Panther. Holy shit, she's in a Grasshopper. Okay. Hunchback, Wolverine, Grasshopper. Yeah, okay. She's got as much tonnage as we... Actually, I think she might have a little bit more tonnage than we do. Yeah, fair enough. And we've got trees and cover on this side. That side looks a little bit rough. Yeah, one way or another, they've got an assault mech. So...
Affirmative.
Alright, 3 mechs so far. I'm just going to keep the lead spitter relatively close, and let's use... Well, we'll have to wait till next turn.
Waiting for orders.
I will reserve beach ball
Holding
for a
for
turn.
tactical advantage.
Clan Diamond Shark approves of this message. Doesn't the cybernetics have long-term side effects? Yeah, but the average age of the average surviving age of a clan mech warrior is about 30 years, so long-term side effects are less of a problem when you're never going to be there long-term anyway. They are... I forget where I heard this once, but clanners very much live along the philosophy of live hard, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse. Alright, let's see what you are.
Confirmed.
You are a locust with a lot. Yeah, I'm going to turn just the SRMs off. We'll just go for a PPC shot. Breaching shot.
Firing on target.
Miss, but we got one evasion point off. That's interesting. That means they've only got 4 mechs visible at the moment.
Hey.
Red Alert 2 is still a fantastic game. I had so many hours in that. Yes, it is. It and Yuri's Revenge. Should install that on and play that again someday. Actually, speaking of old games from back in the day, I recently downloaded another mod for the original Mech Commander Gold. I'm thinking about giving BattleTech a break and doing a stream of that coming up sometime soon. And it's I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know what it looks like, but it's apparently a HD mod for BattleTech, for the original Mech Commander. So that could be interesting. See what damage we can get in here on this Locust, because it's going to be the most annoying thing to deal with.
Commander?
Alright.
I'm
Beach
there.
Ball can come in next. Injury avoided. And this Locust is now got 1 evasion pip remaining. Yeah, I'm not alpha striking it. We're going to pull the SRMs out, and we'll just cycle the medium lasers. That'll be enough, I think. Structure exposed, gyro crit, -1 evasion.
Critical damage
Yeah, that's enough. Especially since the Combine forces are going to get 4 turns now. Poor little Locust. And another Thunderbolt. Okay, so if we get the remains of that, we've got a Thunderbolt out of this, so that's a start. Even if we don't get the Highlander as a reward, we should get a Thunderbolt. I will make sure I take that part. That is a Zeus. Plan air detect pilots. Take us to your leader or we'll get the probe. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I would say the pilot is pretty incapacitated on that one. And what is our unknown friend?
Sensor locked.
Uh-oh.
Standing by.
Alright. Jump. No. We only get 4. If I just move it. 4. Yep. Hang on, wait, jump. Now we do. We get 5. Okay, we'll do the jump. for the 5 evasion pips. It'll expose the lead spitter.
Up high.
But with the scout out of the way, now we can find out what you are. Nope, it's a wasp. Alright, that's actually not too bad. Alright, so they got a Thunderbolt, they got a Zeus, but then they had a Locust and a Wasp. And at the moment, this appears to be the only Lance, assuming we don't get reinforcements, and we're already 25% down. So this is good. Thunderbolt. We will get onto the Thunderbolt because it's there. Work on removing its arm.
I'm here. Advancing, I guess. Here we
Thing
go.
is, I can fire a little bit off on these guys, and then I can potentially disengage and actually let the Combine forces tank some of it once we've actually started laying some fire in. So we don't have to stay out here and just shirt front the hell out of them. Although it's worth doing it a little bit. Alright, we have pretty good chance to hit here, so we're going to go for a precision strike. Try 5% on the cockpit.
All weapons committed.
Alright, life support destroyed, pilot head hit, pilot
Enemy
injured.
mech. Critical damage detected.
So we got some of the shots into the head, not enough to kill it, but enough to give it a wake-up call.
Commander?
And we can jump
Roger that.
straight up onto the ridge line above it. Get ourselves a firing bonus. Yeah, I bet the pilots are stressed. Zeus goes for the lead spitter. Worst target he could have gone for. Highest evasion, and he's got the least number of weapons he can actually put on it. Yeah, if this guy gets 3 more rounds off the Dracom forces, he's going to bail out. He's not going to stay in that mech. He's going to exit. I'd love to see you stream Hitman Mags. I'm the same with Hitman. I have every Hitman game and a little trademark on how to do Hitman. I find it funny as hell to turn on the water faucets. I'm not sure how it would stream. That's the major issue. Part of the reason why I stream turn-based games and I don't do much in the way of live action stuff is that, and I save all that for the channel, is largely just the limitations of the connection.
What? No.
Like, I might be able to stream some non-turn-based stuff and keep the bitrate up, but I'd have to drop it down to 720p. I wouldn't be able to do 1080. So I basically got to pick and choose my battles with the limitation of my net connection. But yeah, maybe. Otherwise, I'd probably, if I was to do Hitman as a series, I would play through it and just do it as a video. Right. Melee. Yeah, we'll melee the Wasp. We'll melee the Wasp because it's right there.
Maybe things are looking up.
So he's having a bad day already.
Commander?
Beach Ball can do a jump. Actually, can I get into the rear? Oh, I can. Oh, I can.
Acknowledged.
Let's start cracking open the rear of the... Oh, heatsink destroyed on the Zeus.
Something good.
In a desert environment,
Aye, aye.
that is not what you want. Jump to rear, and let's go straight into the back.
Rear armor it is.
Get out of your mech.
Scored a critical.
Thought so. Can't quite get close enough to melee the Wasp, unfortunately, but we will just move the Archer forward. At this point, the Combine may as well not shown up. Yeah. There's no kill quite like overkill.
Engaging target. Enemy mech destroyed.
Alright, 75% destroyed. Yeah, I was really expecting reinforcements by now. Looks like they're running a 4J Hunchback as well.
Standing by.
I'm not even going to bother moving.
This should be good. Critical hit, Commander.
So I'm pretty sure, actually, the Zeus might be able to get me there, but I don't think it's too much of an issue. Alright, we will punch on that side, melee attack from the 6-pack.
I'd rather use weapons, but...
Awaiting
Apex
orders.
is overheating, so melee attack again from the opposing side.
We'll go.
Jesus, watch where you're shooting the large laser there. And there we go. Pilot has ejected. Just rattle the mech enough and they'll eventually pop out of it. It's done, and House Nakano's honor remains untarnished.
Mission successful.
Nice. I'd love to see you stream here. Yeah, I'd love to see Hitman stream. So, Grey Legion after Cirrus. The Grey Death Legion Flashpoint's already been and gone, unfortunately. Red Alert 2 is so fantastic, so many hours in that, yes. Sorry, my chat is bouncing around all over the spot at the moment. I am trying to catch up. The Locust is a little unwhelming. Yeah, it was made up by the Zeus and the Thunderbolt, so that's fine. Ran into a lot of fleas in my playthrough. Yeah, it depends on where you are in space. You'll get a few. Mag's Nostalgia Stream series when? Don't tempt me. I have Daggerfall installed right now. I have the Unity recreation of Daggerfall, and I have been poking around with it. I could do. Well, I've got that one. I've got the modded recreation of TIE Fighter inside of the upgraded X-Wing Alliance engine. That's fantastic, by the way. And I have boxes behind me of original discs going all the way back to the early 90s for games. So if you want a nostalgia stream, I can nostalgia stream. I've got literally every single video game that I have ever bought in my life. I have in a box behind me at the moment. All of the original discs. I don't get rid of any of them. And they're all still in perfect condition. They all work. I expect to see a Grand Dragon. I'd love to link to that mod. This mod... yes, I will see if I can find it for you. I'll put it up if I can. I'll post it in my Discord if I can find the mod. Although, as I said, I haven't tried to test it to see if the Mech Commander HD is what it says it is yet. But it's got a lot of good reviews on it, so I assume. You get Dwarf Fortress on Steam. No, I haven't got it yet. I do intend to, but I haven't got it yet. Hey Somerset, how's it going, mate? Zero, don't underestimate these old Cretan crocs and their old rust buckets. Look, showing up in a grasshopper was impressive, but they didn't have time to do anything. Rather a Banshee over a Zeus. Yeah, beggars can't be choosers. Somerset Hellskull, I've been playing this in the background, not truly paying attention. Which house do you like working for the most and why? It depends on who I'm... it depends on what my goals are for the... well, for any of these kind. As a general rule, as I said earlier on, my two preferred houses are either Steiner or Marek. I like Steiner. They have the same affinity for the Atlas that I do, and I find the concept of the Steiner Scout Lance amusing. Just everything is, you know, essentially Steiner can be boiled down to if brute force isn't solving your problems, you're just not using enough. And I don't mind Marek as well, just because it's a really interesting faction if you look at it. At some points, it's like some of the European empires. At certain points, it's like a space United States, and then it changes again. It's from a lore standpoint, Marek is very interesting. Davian, neither here or there on. I used to be a massive fan of the Draconis Combine, but lore-wise, they're kind of one note. Obviously they've got stuff that happens in lore, but it's almost always the same. Like, they're very, very much, they are space Japan samurai culture. And there's not a lot of variance for that over the course of a couple of hundred years of lore. They're always that, and it's always political intrigue internally, and they don't really change all that much, which I used to love Draconis Combine, but now it's just kind of... And Davian is just... I like Davian. I don't hate Davian. I don't mind Davian. They're just Davian. Creators Freedom. And thank you for the $10 too, by the way. Bad day to be that guy. Yeah, he's feeling a little sorry for the Zeus driver. Yeah, kind of got pounded 3 ways from Sunday there at the end. There's no reinforcements because you blew them up in the last mission. Actually, that's a really good point. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. So 511,000 payout after drop expenditures, so that's fine. That's enough to cover our next payment, which is good. And none of our mechs took any major damage. Everybody got some good XP. Everything runs well, fairly even across the kills. 2 for the Archer and a split across the rest. Right. We actually got 3 parts of that Thunderbolt and 2 parts of the Zeus. Talk about overachieving. Alright, well, I'm just going to grab 1 part of the Thunderbolt, and I'm going to grab 1 part of the Zeus. And I'm going to leave it at that. We'll roll for the second part of the Zeus, but I definitely want the Thunderbolt component, because that completes it, and anything else is just a bonus. And, yeah, really, anything else below that is completely irrelevant. So let's see what we get. Alright, we got both parts of the Zeus, so we're up to 2 parts on the 80-tonner, and... we got our 1 part Thunderbolt, so we've got a Thunderbolt out of this so far. So this, our $1.5 million spent for travel expenditures, we have now got a Thunderbolt. That's not a bad start. But this is only a 2-part mission as well, so we're about to find out whether or not, well, what we get on the special rewards. So now the dice are about to roll. Have you ever tried the HD remake for TIE Fighter? It looks gorgeous. Yes, I have. I tried it very early on. There was a couple of glitches in it. I've uninstalled it. I have yet to reinstall it. But I've got to check to see if the next patch has come out. The next patch is cleaning up some of the menu issues. And instating some of the new graphics. So I want to grab that one. And that I do plan to actually... I should be able to stream that. It should be basic enough that I can stream it. If I can't stream it, I will absolutely be recording it, putting it up on the channel. Angel has done some fantastic work with that mod. And I really want to throw him some support. Like, I don't do as many videos as I would like these days. I would like to cover his mod. Because it is... TIE Fighter is one of my favourite games. It is one of the best space games of its kind. It is the best Star Wars space game ever made. And he recreated, not only did he recreate it faithfully in a 3D upgraded version of the X-Wing Alliance engine, and he managed to include VR support as an option for it. I don't know if I'll play it in VR, but it has full TrackIR and VR support. Not only did he manage to do that, with the help of, obviously, the people working on the X-Wing Alliance Advanced mod, I think it's Advanced, that he used as the basis for it, but he also went back through and recreated the entire TIE Fighter campaign. Not the original one that he created is just a direct 1-to-1 scale recreation of the original TIE Fighter. But then he did a remastered version of it where he's utilized modern computing power and utilized the advances in the engine that he's rebuilt in to recreate the entire campaign a second time, but blow out the ship numbers. So when you go into some of the missions, instead of there being 6 or 7 Star Destroyers, there'll be 30 Star Destroyers. Instead of being the Rebel fleet being one Mon Calamari cruiser, one Nebulon B frigate, maybe a Nebulon B advanced or something along those lines, the Rebel fleet will be 40 or 50 ships long, and there'll be 200, 300 TIE fighters and X-Wings engaging, and you'll be able to look across the fight while you're playing your part and see that rolling out at the same time. Like, just blowing everything up to essentially what the guys or the developers back in the day who created TIE Fighter at LucasArts would have liked to have made then if it was an option. So he's made a 1-to-1 scale recreation of the original, and then he's made an advanced version that is like, how far can we push this and make this as epic as it can on every single mission? And I want to play the second. Well, I want to play both fully, but I definitely want to play the second one because everything I've seen on it looks amazing. Alright, I've got both Nakandas on the Horn Commander. Time for round 2. I brought the popcorn this time. Thank you for your diligence, Commander. You've done House Nakano a great service to the detriment of my own bottom line, no less. Perhaps my daughter will learn from your efforts regardless. With Luftdorf dead, our honour remains unsullied. And please. Now the daughter's going to be pissed. Mum, I don't know how we're going to make it without Luftdorf's money. There's no one else offering to bail us out. I'm not sure I care anymore. I'm just happy you're alive. Even if you disown me, I wouldn't blame you. You're not going anywhere, Murray, and neither am I, at least for now. Nakano women have always been fiercely stubborn. You're no exception, though misguided in your approach. You put our family first. I respect that. I wouldn't say that. You were looking down the barrel of a Zeus. So no, you won't be disowned, but I will put more effort into preparing you for your future as the head of House Nakano. Thank you, Mum. I look forward to that and speaking more time together. Not sure we're really going to completely see eye to eye, but I promise to listen and learn from you. Still have to find my own way eventually. As I did with my mother. The family bonding is all... It's all nice. Just give me my reward. I must take my leave, Commander. Thank you. I will not forget your support when I could have doubled your pay and sided with my daughter. House Nakano is in your debt. Alright. Damn, that was downright wholesome. Yes, it was. It was sickly levels of wholesome. I'm glad they're getting back along. Pay me. And we find more contracts that don't make me feel like taking a shower when we're done, but maybe that's wishful thinking. Either way, I'm glad we chose House Nakano's honour over profit. Hugh Farrell, we can't afford to be too picky. The outfit runs on CBOS. For the record, too, as I recall, it doesn't matter which way you go, the reward has the same possibility. Yang, concerning the Thunderbolt TDR-5SS, known as Superb Heat Management, the Thunderbolt hits hard, long range. Phew. Okay, so we've got to make a pick here. So we've got three version options here for our parts. So 5SS, 7 energy slots, 1 missile slot, 2 small weapon slots. Known for its superb heat management, the Thunderbolt 5SS hits hard long range with its PPC, and then closes to disable or destroy its target with close range weaponry. The 5S, 2 ballistic, 4 energy, 2 missile, 2 close. Thunderbolts are well armed and heavily armored for its size, often deployed to the frontline mech where the fighting is heavy. SE, 5 energy, 2 missile, 3 close range. Lose a little of their firepower in exchange for mounting jump jets. The greater mobility is intended to allow for more precision attacking maneuvers, although it depends on the battlefield terrain. Huh. $712. Or I can go 523 and have jump jet capability on my Thunderbolt. Tough call. What do you think, stream? Go for jump jets, slightly smaller weapons loadout, double the missile loadout options and jump jets, or go the other way and go for only 1 missile hard point, 7 energy slots, and no jump jets. While I'm doing that, I'll quickly read through the rest. I do quite like jump jets. Go for the SS or the SE. Yeah, the SS or the SE was going to be the choice. I just haven't decided on which one. I'm just leaving it sort of open. Thunderbolt pilot did punch out, so it can be assumed they found his pod. Yeah, you would have to. You'd make the assumption you'd pick up the enemy afterwards. SS pure energy boat. Go 2 large lasers over the PPC though. Yeah, I'd probably go that way. For the money, it's the SS. Well, it's not something I'm planning on selling. I do want a laser boat. SS. Okay, SS it is. We'll go for the SS. 5 SS. 5 SS finish. Known for its superb heat management, the Thunderbolt 5 SS hits hard with a long range in its PPCs, then closes to disable or destroy its target with close range weaponry. Nope, we're going to ready that one because it's a 65 tonner.
We'll see that it's prepped and ready.
Cross your fingers. No! We got a Ram Mech part. 3, and it's a Stinger. It's a 20-ton Stinger. We got ripped the fuck off is what happened. Triple plus medium, double plus leg mod, and a second part. Oh, great. Yeah. Oof. This is about our luck. Our luck in this campaign. For the record, this is why we're stuck on an Archer as our heaviest mech still. But at least we got the Thunderbolt out of it. And we did get 2 parts of a Zeus, so I can't complain too much. They'll look very nice next to the 2 parts of an Atlas we've got that we've never found another one of. Alright, the Stinger is lightly armoured. Don't really care. We are going to go for the 3G, and then we are going to sell it because I have no use for a 20-ton mech. Right, so mission-wise, there is not much for us to do here at all. Really, we don't have the reputation, and the difficulty level is slightly too high. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start fitting out. Well, actually, we can't yet. We're going to have to fit it out on route. Yeah, we'll have to wait till it's ready. It won't be ready for 4 days. So that's all right. We will head off and see where we can go next. Star map. Let's see if anything's popped up in our area while we're up here. Alright. And no other flashpoints have popped up yet. We actually haven't had a news report in some time either, which kind of sucks. The monthly news reports were nice, but they've kind of gone a bit dark at the moment. Right, what are the travel contract options? Actually, no, we want to head south. We want to make at least somewhat of a move south. So, we'll head back into Merrick space over here. What do we got? Let's go look at about the 2.5 skull range. Like, we probably do 3s as well. Oh, that's busy. Toughpower settled during the Star League era at some point after the end of the reunification war, but died out during the fighting of the Succession Wars. Low gravity planet, pirate presence, poor primitive civilization, token population uninhabited. Okay, that's not particularly appealing. And that's 32 days. Actually, yeah, we'll have a bit of a look and see exactly what our other options are first. Only one is for the Capellans. No, we're not doing the Capellan mission. Alright. Now our goal is to get back down here. That's 55, so we want to make a bit of a path in this general direction. That'll cost us 33, 210,000. Pull it up a little bit sooner than that, so we can just do a couple of missions on the way. The idea is we're going to try and subsidize some of the cost. Toughpower 29. It's really nothing too interesting on this way down here, is there? That's technically Davian space at the moment, the way the borders have shifted. Well, that's more interesting. Black market, chemicals, dense card layer, volcanism, geothermal boreholes, mega city, moons, planet-wide forest, recreation, research, Terran world. Shengxi's got a little bit of everything here at the moment, and it looks like we might have missions for the Federated Suns and Marek against the Capellans. So 31 days, 150,000. Yeah, we'll do that. That's not too expensive.
Roger that, Commander.
We'll make that as our trip. And in 4 days' time, we'll start the upgrades for the Thunderbolt to prep it.
That work order you submitted is complete.
Excellent, that's what I want. Now we can go to the mech bay. Alright, now to catch up on the rest of it. America's so unstable, they are on their best day on the brink of a civil war. Yeah, that's part of what makes them interesting. Steiner, if it moves, shoot it. If it isn't moving, shoot it until it does. If it haven't moved before it blows up, well done. Yeah, pretty much. Mags actually has a heavy frontline mech. Yeah, it's only taken nearly the entire length of the campaign total, which I think is 1,080 days to start with. We have 23 left, and we finally got a 65-ton mech. An actual heavy frontliner. Yay! Jump jets won't get you far, and a heavy thunderbolt, so I'd go with the other. Yeah, that was why I was sort of umming and ahhing about it a little bit. Is King Crab better than Atlas? Depends on the situation. I am more of a fan of the Atlas. The King Crab does look awesome though, and it is heavily armoured. But the Atlas is more flexible with its weapons options. The King Crab carrying dual AC-20s, and if during the clan invasion period, obviously, if you can get your hands on clan AC-20 Ultras, King Crab can be devastating. But Atlas has more flexibility in terms of its weapons. In either way, if you're sitting there and having to make the choice between using a King Crab or an Atlas, you've kind of already won. It doesn't really matter which way you pick. You're pretty good. Pop down to Davian space and see what you can buy. Yeah, we'll have a bit of a wander through there. It'd be worth doing some contracts for the Compines to get access to their markets and pick up a fresh new dragon, maybe even a grad dragon. Well, yes, I wouldn't mind doing a bit of time up there, but I want to head back down and catch those other two flashpoints. That's why we're heading south. Those missions are all gank missions. If you fight a named regiment, you'll fight mandatory reinforcements. This is true. New flashpoint appeared in Rodrigo. Yeah, okay, we'll have to have a little bit of a look and see. Alright, let's get a bit of a refit. Now, I think I've got Yeah, I got some large lasers. Although we do have snub PPCs, and I've got a couple of SLD FER PPCs still floating around too, and I could fit them to this. Although 65 tons is a little light to really be throwing Star League gear on. Yeah, I think we'll stick with the large lasers. Let's go 2 large lasers. Now, we're going to have a little bit of range on this one, so I might not go with my standard SRM loadout. We might... Plus LRM 10. That'll be nice. And put 2 tons of ammo in. And we do have a couple of small weapon slots. I will utilize the small weapon slots because I do tend to melee. Just put a small laser in each one. Right, heat efficiency isn't great at the moment. Now the rest, go with standard mid laser in the arm. Go triple plus in the left torso. Single in the right. We'll hold it there, and then equipment wise. Yeah, TTS. We got 2 accuracy, 4 ballistics. We'll go heat sinks. Yeah, we'll center load 3 heat sinks, 3, and I want actually, it looks like the armor's pretty much already maxed out. That's going to throw its armor load off. What if I max at the leg armor too? What's it going to push up there? Small increments. Ah, screw it. We'll just throw 2 more heat sinks in. Alright, so we can't obviously fire it all at once, but with 5 heat sinks we should be able to keep the heat somewhat under control. LRMs and large lasers on approach, and then we can switch over to medium lasers as we pass into that range. Once we get to melee range, we punch them in the face and the small lasers fire automatically, so we get 2 evasion pip removal on anything in melee. And its armor is pretty much maxed out. Yeah, I'll go with that. 8 days, and we'll have it in order.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Don't think you need 2 tons of LRM ammo. You might be surprised. I do tend to rain through it a lot. And if its heat's good, or as good as it should be on 5, it means I'll basically be able to cycle the LRMs every single round while I'm closing in. And if it turns out we don't need that much ammo, I can pull a ton of it out and add another heatsink in as well. Now, where was it that you said? New Flashpoint appeared in Warthog. Okay. I missed that. Where can I do this? Biome filters. Honestly not sure where I'm looking at the moment. Yeah, that's Tournament of Champions. And that's Hearts and Minds, which is the other one. That's the mission to go and get the bull shark. We've got that next. That doesn't have a timer, so we don't have to be concerned with that one. Your eyes are much sharper than mine, because I cannot see... wait, all the way north. Three and a half skull. The Opportunist. Engagements like medium, consecutive deployments, yes. Rare items. House Davian requests your assistance in the transportation and custodial exchange of a high-profile prisoner. Payment will be remitted when the asset is in our hands. I don't know this Flashpoint, but consecutive deployments at 3.5 skulls, I don't have enough mechs for it. I don't think. Although it is in the area where I do need to keep an eye out for Flashpoints, because obviously this is where the clan invasion actually starts, although we are a long way from that happening. Yeah. That's where the fun is going to begin. Right, let's get our path on the road again.
Docking sequence commencing.
Team Crab, Team Annihilator. Yeah, look, I do have a soft spot for the Annihilator as well. It's not a very good mech, but there is, overall, it's a little bit to the slow side. But there is something to say about that much firepower, ballistic firepower condensed into one chassis. Happy Wombat, Team Urban-Mech. If we can get down to the other Flashpoint, you're going to be very happy. If you get into the tabletop, what will you paint your mechs as? Custom Mercenary Company. Of course. I will make a Merc Company. I won't do one of the houses, I'll do a Merc Company. And it will be a non-law company. I will create one of my own. Completely custom paint job on them. Probably involving a lot of red and black, which, oddly enough, indicates Corrida, but it won't be a Corrida. No SLDF stuff in a Thunderbolt. It doesn't meet that level of kit, unless you have a store load of space. Yeah. It was a thought for about half a second, and yeah, same conclusion. That's why all that SLDF stuff that I've picked up is still sitting there and has not been deployed on anything. It is worth almost more than the mechs that I've got available to bolt it onto. I don't know if ER snub PPCs are a thing, but they would be nice. No, they're not. ER is extended range. Snub is literally reducing the barrel length to create a more devastating shot that reduces range. So an ER snub... Well, actually, no. An ER snub PPC does exist. It's called a PPC. That's... Yeah, that's what they are. I'm not... I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how cutting the barrel off an energy weapon changes it, because it's an energy weapon. That's always... I've had to scratch my head a little bit on that one, but that's what a snub PPC is. Remember Maxi Armor 2? It was kind of maxed out of the box. There's a couple of points missing here and there, but it was just sort of minor stuff. Medium lasers are the best weapon in the game, damage to ton-wise. Yes, they are, and that is true not only in BattleTech, but in the actual tabletop and in the MechWarrior games as well. Medium laser is essentially, if there was any standard weapon, a standardized weapon in the BattleTech universe, regardless of flavor of game or type, it's the medium laser. That is, you start there on any mech that you're going to build, and then you pick outside of that for specifics. It's swapped from LRM ammo and medium laser for some heat sinks. 5 should be enough. The heat management on that Thunderbolt is only going to be a problem if I'm constantly alpha striking with 2 large lasers and all the medium lasers. Well, the first thing, when you've got large lasers in a mech like that and multiples of them, you don't fire the medium lasers with them at the same time. You fire the large lasers and then you switch to the medium lasers. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how many heat sinks you've got. You can have double heat sinks in, you'll still overheat the damn mech. That's a lot of guns. You can control F to search planets in BTA, I think. That's an interesting shortcut I didn't know. I'll have to try that. Also one left of my position. I'll have to go back and have another look. Haven't seen the bull shark yet. Well, you will see it in this playthrough, because that's going to be it's one of my things that I will have to complete before I get it. I've only ever got it once. I've only ever completed the campaign for it once, and I didn't use it much after I got it. So I'm going to go down and pick it up. But there's a couple of steps in that, and I don't have good enough mech. I think I've got a good enough force to complete the next Flashpoint for it, but there's one Flashpoint that comes after, and I need an assault mech. You need an assault mech to tank for it. And if you don't, you're probably going to lose. Sorry, get a bit of a drink. Alright, class warfare. Ray's voices echo down in the mess hall. You arrive to find Archangel nose to nose with Tango. Once again, my mech warriors are fighting. God damn it. I don't care about the noble family. You don't give me orders. Archangel snarls, poking the other mech warrior in the chest with each word. Tango lifts her chin. Even out here in the periphery, you should know enough to listen to your betters. Archangel's fist flashes out before anyone can intervene, sending Tango staggering, blood erupting from a broken nose. Frankly, that seems deserved. In the dangerous silence that follows, the room finally notices that you've arrived. A single fork clatters to the floor. Argo, gym. Have them fight in the gym instead. Yeah, that is a perfect solution. Put them in a boxing ring and tell them to beat the piss out of one another following some rules. I like that. I like that a lot. The two mech warriors circle one another in the makeshift boxing ring while the other pilots and crew shout encouragement. Archangel has dominated the fight over the first 3 rounds, bloodying the other mech warrior repeatedly. Tango, flagging back against the ropes, darts with a final surge of energy. In response to such a predictable assault, Archangel turns one of Tango's own moves back on her. In the fight, Tango had staggered Archangel with it. Now Tango goes down hard. As the referee reaches a 10 count, the crowd goes wild. Tango suffers 1 injury. Anybody who says the line, "You should respect your betters," deserves to get punched in the face. Like, that's just how it is. Archangel has gained the following tags in the next 30 days. High spirits and morale is increased by 2. Yeah, I think that's a perfect outcome. And we've still got travel time, and frankly, Tango's replaceable. Just a curious question. If you were in a clan, which clan would you be in? Ghost Bear! Clan Ghost Bear is my clan, if I was to pick one. Clan's Ghost Bear is a bit of an interesting clan. It's kind of a little bit split in a similar way to the Wolf was between Crusaders and Wardens, although they slipped far heavier to the Crusader side during the invasion, obviously, because they were one of the leading factions. Although nowhere near as prominent as Wolf and Jade Falcon. But it's more in their lore. Clan Ghost Bear was different from the other clans, where all of the other clans had a leader that was selected to become Khan of the clan, and they went straight into sort of clan eugenics, as we were discussing before, to actually, breed and engineer the ultimate mech warrior. Clan Ghost Bear was through a little bit of there's a little bit of a story behind it, but essentially a married couple got assigned as its almost shared Khan. So rather than the clan, an immediate focus on clan eugenics, which still was a major part, Clan Ghost Bear also never quite lost its opinions on family. And sort of its feeling of having a regular society. It didn't go quite to the extremes that the other clans went, and so they're a little bit different. And when Clan Ghost Bear came back into the Inner Sphere, they wound up actually integrating into the Inner Sphere a lot easier and a lot more rapidly than the others as a result, as their idea of a society didn't completely shift away from what was before, like it did with the other clans. They still used all the tenets, and they were wickedly good in a fight, and they've got some really interesting mechs of their own. Clan Ghost Bear's signature mech is the Kodiak, which is essentially what if the clans built an Atlas. It's not my favourite clan mech, but it's up there. It's easily in the top 5. I've seen plenty of pics, but I've yet to see the bull shark in action. It's is it 90 or 95 ton assault? Claymore, career score. Alright, so officially the career period for this BattleTech playthrough has ended. The 1,080 days, or whatever it is that we get at the start, has expired. We can continue playing beyond this point, but score's no longer calculated. So, for the difficulty, we got 208,000 of a potential 770. Rank regular. Nothing. It hasn't been an amazing playthrough up to this point. RNG has not been our friend through most of this. But also, keep in mind, this score system is designed for vanilla. This does not reflect the mod. So there is difficulty level options that are assigned to this campaign that this doesn't take into account. So, yeah. We're below, but we're about where I was expecting we would be, considering the RNG we've had up to this point. We get a career reward, okay? Uh-huh. Well, isn't that interesting? Double plus LRM5, double plus medium laser, partial mech salvage for a 1C dragon, 2 TTS, 1 for +1 accuracy ballistic, and that one there, +1 accuracy energy, which is what I'm interested in. And a whole bunch of just other random kit. Alright, fair enough. Well, we're going to continue playing through from there, but I am going to quickly go through to the mech bay first. Let's jump into our Thunderbolt. And please don't do that. I'm going to plug, because it has no weight. Actually, that's not going to fit there. Alright, we're going to have to move that around. Put a heatsink in the head, which is an odd place to put a heatsink, but okay. There we go. +1 accuracy to all energy weapons on this mech mounted in the center torso, and you know what, for that we will pull that 1 ton of LRM ammo we were discussing before, because a +1 accuracy across most of our weapons is worth it to strip down the LRM tonnage. And we retain the same heatsink capability, so that works. Can we do anything else? No, not really. Okay, we'll go with that.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Right, so we'll put that into use, and let's get back under the way.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
We've entered orbit, Commander.
You have enough mechs, just not enough mechs you want. No, I don't. The problem is I don't have enough mechs. Not in the correct weight classes at the very least. That's my issue. We'll visit the store first to just take a look and see what's here. Yeah, it's a weight class thing. 3.5 scale missions, we're going to be running into heavies and potentially assaults. And if we're going to have consecutive launches, I have to assume that the heavies and assaults, or the heavies that I've got at the moment, of which I only have 2, are going to take damage and not be capable of being consecutively deployed. So I need at least 4 so I can deploy 2 in one mission, 2 in the next mission, and hope to hell I don't need, or I can salvage at least 2 functional mechs out of the 4 to make up the pair for the 3rd mission, and then I can run, you know, mediums or lights, whatever combination, in the other 2 slots of my lance. But I need at least 4. I only have 2, and that's where my issue is at the moment. It's part of the reason why I was sort of hoping we could get that that Highlander. That would have been really nice. Alright, so buying parts. Actually, costs here aren't overly bad. Under $500,000 for an Enforcer part. Firestarter, Longbow, Rifleman, Shadowhawk, 2 Shadowhawk parts. AC-20. MG. It's a Browning 50 cal too. Nice to know they're still around in the future, isn't it? A couple of half MG lures. Yeah, nothing too interesting here. And the black market will make your skin roll. There we go. One part of an awesome 10 million. 68 million to buy a 1N Griffin. We could buy a Stalker for 114 million. Complete mech, ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing any of that. Alright, so let's take a look here. Contracts. Heart of Darkness. It's 500,000, 2 skulls, 418 salvage. Former Davian commander, backed by pirate forces, has set up his own government to avoid any unwanted personal conflicts. It's 2 skull urban assassination mission. Hell yes. Yeah, we'll do that. 304 over 210, we'll leave that as is. It's going to piss off pirates, but frankly they're not giving us good prices anyway, so why not? I don't care. It'll make the Federated Suns slightly more happy, and that is a perfect mission just to essentially do a shakedown on the Thunderbolt. So, yeah, Claymore, you're not driving that anymore. You're going to drive that one now. We'll still take the 2N Griffin out. Firestarter is obviously going to stay standard, and you know what, let's run a pair of Griffins. What's Archangel spec'd out on again? Hunchback. He's comfortable in the Hunchback. Who was our other Firestarter? Bet it was Tango, wasn't it? It'll be Tango. Nope. Is it Cerberus? Sometimes it takes a little bit to get the window to pop up. Special Shadowhawk. Actually, you know what? We'll just leave the lineup as it is. We'll just take the Thunderbolt as it is and run the 255s and 35 just to cut down costs. We won't run anything heavier. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, so Cerberus, Apex, Claymore, and Beach Ball. Actually, we'll cycle Beach Ball. Yeah, cycle Beach Ball out and put Phantom in. Just so we can get some more XP. Cool. Annihilator caused the only pilot kill in my campaign with an AC-20 to the face. Still get PTSD from the A word. Yeah, well, it has more than one, so that doesn't surprise me. And you can do some god-awful things with the Annihilator's ballistic slots. Both in BattleTech and in Mech Warrior. It is a piece of work. The thing is, it's got a top speed of about 30 kilometers an hour. So when you get to where you're going, everybody's going to know you're there. But they're going to have ample time to just casually walk away from you and still stay out of range. That's the limiting point of the Annihilator. It is slow as a wet week. More thinking Wolf. Yeah, Wolf's not a bad clan. I think the only universally bad choice is sort of, well, there's probably a couple, but Jade Falcon in particular. They're kind of assholes on every conceivable level. 4 Ultra AC-10s on an Annihilator, chef's kiss, yeah. Or, if you get one post-clan invasion, 4 rifles or 4 light gauze on an Annihilator. They'll fit. You won't have much else, but they'll fit. Red and Black, have you seen Project Wingman scheme on Reddit? It sounds like what you're describing. I haven't seen the scheme, no, but everything Project Wingman is good, so I'm sure it's fantastic. Dead Meat, lose a mech lance for my amusement. No, actually, you're going to be really annoyed, Dead Meat. This has been an excellent evening, and we've actually done really well.
Interface initiated.
Well, all the clans still got skiffed over at Tukiad. Yeah, they did. For a few years, but keep in mind, in the end, they did wind up beating Comstar and taking Terra. Just took them a little longer than expected, and they had to learn how to fight an actual war rather than fighting essentially Solaris tournaments over and over again. Star Raider is cool, in my opinion. Yeah, Star Raider's okay. Most of the clans have something that's interesting about them. It's just Clan Jade Falcon they're a bunch of arseholes, and they essentially turn into space Mongols. And they, for all the clan talk of honor, they don't. Jade Falcon doesn't have any by the Ilk clan era. They really go off the rails. Like they're poisoning civilian populations and using nukes and fucking all sorts of shit. They're out there. Right, so that is going to be the commander spawn point. Right. Well, considering our lead mech is going to be a Thunderbolt and we have ECM capability, it doesn't really matter where we go. We can just casually walk straight down the street and just shirt front them. Well, it's important not to underestimate these missions because the game can potentially turn a 2-skull into a 4-skull, and assassination missions always by default have a heavier mech class as the primary target mech.
Confirmed.
It was an assassination mission that we got our Atlas parts that are still sitting in our hangar out of, and it was only probably a 2-skull at the time we were doing it as well, so... yeah, never be too comfortable when hunting. Yeah, Bullshark is a 95-tonner. Yeah, I knew it was in that region. I haven't used it in a while. As I said, I've only completed the mission set for it once, which is part of the reason why I wanted to complete it again. It's sort of a core part for this particular, the name of this particular commander.
This looks like a prime spot for an ambush.
Right,
be careful,
so we
Commander.
have a
You
mech
don't want
over
to get
there.
caught in a crossfire.
On the contrary, we
Advancing,
want them to
I
come
guess.
straight at us. That would be perfect. It's so much harder to chase them down. Change the Thunderbolt to Laserbolt. We'll think about a name for it once we've actually had a mission in it. You got to have a mission in them before you give them a name. Okay. Okay, so that's an Orion. Yeah, remember what I was saying about potentially heavier mechs than anticipated in 2-skull missions that can happen? Yeah, that's an Orion. Okay. Sort of like just instantly backing up and proving what I said. Well, we can put that LRM launcher to use straight away. And it's a fully armoured Orion too. Sometimes in these missions you'll get a reduced armour load. Hey, Locust. Oh, he's about to have a really bad day.
What are your orders,
Alright,
Skipper?
Phantom. Melee
Roger that,
attack from
Commander.
the rear.
Engaging target.
Ooh, your evasion didn't help you there. It might have saved you there, though.
Aye, aye.
Alright, Griffin in to melee. Gyro crit. Alright,
Hey.
Cerberus is next.
Moving to
Another
position.
melee attack because...
Yeah.
And Cerberus misses. Okay. LRM 10, maybe? Was that an LRM? Nah, too few missiles for that. It'd have to be at least a 10. You know, just thinking about it, this would be the area where the jump jets would actually be really nice. Alright, so we're going to move to there. What I'm going to do, we're going to do a multi-target attack. And the locus is going to be target B. So, target B... Actually, no, target B will get all 3 medium lasers. Target A will get both of the large lasers and will get the LRM. We'll split it 2 ways. That's going to be half of our heat loading, but that's okay. I can deal with that.
Engaging multiple targets.
And that gets rid of the locust.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Davian Commander forming his own rogue government. Sounds familiar. Yeah, not the first time. Won't be the last. Now, what are you going to be? We are going to do a quick jump. Although that is risky. If they shoot the building out from underneath, but we get to find out. That is Wolverine. Okay. And we still haven't encountered the traitorous commander yet, so this isn't his mech, so he could be in something as heavy as an Orion as well. Have we got... We haven't even got a sensor trace on his mech yet, so I can't even lock him up. Alright, so it's going to be a pass around to smash this Wolverine. We will just brace. We don't need to do anything else. The next turn we're going to jump in on the back of the Orion and rip its rear armor
Commander?
open. And the Griffin and the Shadowhawk here are going to make their attempts.
Affirmative. Roger that.
So Wolverine has a surprisingly large amount of evasion there.
What now?
And you're going to have to sprint. Yeah, it's 4 points on each one. That'll work. So we'll have 4 evasion pips for the maneuvering, and we'll be under ECM. Alright, now Claymore's got the issue of how to get the hell through. Step it back 1. I need to focus on 1 target this time. We will do a precision strike though. I want to see if I can get this thing's head. 2 large lasers. We will pop out. Actually, we'll cycle down the large lasers on this one. We'll just go for the medium. Actually, no, we'll leave 1 in play. We can do one in play for this round. And nothing hit the head. Alright, we have contact coming from the rear. That will be our primary. Ooh. Into the rear arc of the Griffin. Not what I wanted.
Reporting heavy damage.
2 mechs. Alright, that is not where I want my Griffin to be.
Gyro's failing. I'm going down. Took a hard hit there.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, we can't do much more of that. Not on that particular mech. That's a little too expensive for that kind of bullshit. Alright. Get the lead spitter off the building. Precision strike again. Let's go for the Orion's head with all weapons.
Here we go.
Come on, something's got to hit. LRM ammo explosion.
Critical
Left torso destroyed. Left arm destroyed. That's going to put some hurt on the pilot at the very least. And shut down some of the weapons.
Standing by. Aye, aye.
Alright, Apex. You are going to jump. And get into the rear arc.
Prepping for jump.
Of the Orion, because frankly the Orion is more dangerous at the moment. I'm more concerned with it than anything else. We want to dump another... No, we can't. No, we don't want to dump another precision strike. We might need it yet. PPC out at this range. Small laser and SRMs.
Rear armor it is. Target's taken a critical hit.
Six-pack up and around the corner and get in engaging the
I'm okay for now. I'm here. Affirmative.
Get you up here.
Okay.
The pilot's panicking, that's good. Yep, now we've got to get Claymore heading downtown and get him to engage whatever's coming up the street. And that also gives him a chance to cool off after those original shots. They're trying to get into the rear arc. I'll give it the AI's playing smart on this one. Just a YouTube name. Hope everything's doing well. Going to head off now. Love from Gibraltar. Keep up the good work, Mags. Love it. Thanks, mate. You have a good one. Let's get to there. We're going to be running a little bit hot, but what I'm going to do, we are going to target the building rather than the mech. We'll pull the large lasers out. That way we're not going to get any hotter than we already are, and we'll just cycle the 3 mediums and the LRM. Hopefully that'll be enough to kill the building. Yep, there we go. You put fall damage on my Griffin, I'm going to do the same to you. Trying to shoot a fire starter with 5 evasion pips. That's
Yep.
That's just not smart. What is the best way to do this? Like, I mean, we can just jump like that. So if we jump up there, we actually get blocked. I'm trying to keep the evasion pips up. We only get 2. Doesn't really matter where we go there. Right, we get 4 there and we still get the rear arc. Yeah, it's alright, we'll do that.
Commander.
Gyro destroyed, engine shielding crit, that should knock the mech over. Pilot ejected. Okay, cool. 1, maybe 2 parts out of that.
Yes, Commander.
Griffin. Move for 3. Now we just can't let the Wolverine get the rear arc on this thing. We do have to watch that.
On the move. Affirmative.
And it's going to go melee. Okay, we can handle melee. Melee from the front. Lower leg actuator destroyed.
Important.
That's going to slow our mobility, but we can deal.
No.
Now the 6-pack is not heat loaded yet, so we may not go for the melee straight away on this one.
There.
Full
Okay.
distance inside, and we'll hit this side of the Wolverine again.
Hope this is enough.
Left leg destroyed. Jump jets destroyed.
Didn't expect that.
And that worked. Yeah, that's only an LRM-5. Now, what is it that's coming down this street? It's supposed to be the other mech. If you'll let me have control of the camera so I can take a look and see.
Damage minimal.
And KDK3 when you need a shotgun, everyone. Yes. Hope everyone's doing alright. Can you fight for the clans when they arrive? No, you always play a mercenary faction in this one. So you can fight the clans, but you can't fight for them. I don't think they're ever available as anything but an op 4. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're not only they're only an op 4. MI later posts links in chat. I can link the pic. I can't remember what the settings are for this at the moment. Probably not, just due to spam bots. And normally if I had somebody floating around, Firestarter. And that'll be the actual target mech if I had to make a guess. Well, we are going to melee attack the Firestarter in Thunderbolt.
Engaging physical attack.
I'm willing to bet my Firestarter's more dangerous. Oh, they actually have a couple of mechs up there. This will be the reinforcement lance, that's why. Oh, it's a Griffin. Okay, the actual mission target is a Griffin. The Orion over here was far more interesting. Okay, fair enough.
Ready to rock.
How far can we get? Probably not far enough in this turn, so we'll just jump over one. And then brace. It looks like we're going to test out the Thunderbolt's armor here. Another clan I dislike is Widowmaker, although they didn't stay around for that long.
Warning. Armor low.
Right.
Awaiting orders.
I should use Vigilance more often. It gives you full cover and one initiative on the mech. This is true. It also blows our initiative, which we need for the precision shots to try and collect some of the metal that we're actually getting. That's generally why I'm reluctant to use it. Right, how? I'm concerned about the leg damage on this Griffin. I'm doubly concerned that their Griffin doesn't have leg damage, so I need to do something about that.
Affirmative.
That should do something about that.
One less structure.
Oh, they've got a Thunderbolt as well. This changes things, and that's a ballistic armed Thunderbolt.
Hey.
You gotta love these 2-scale missions, and it's a Valkyrie at the back. Oh, it's the Gladiator that I dropped the building out from underneath. We got a Gladiator too? Damn. Shit. Alright. Well, this is escalating quickly. I looked up heavy gear from last stream. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's a great concept. It's another one of those games that they. I'm hoping Microsoft gets the Activision Blizzard deal, just because Activision is never going to do anything with that game. Blizzard most certainly is not going to do anything with any of the IPs it owns. Microsoft, at the very least, if it doesn't do anything directly, will take all of the IPs it gets from the purchase, and it will just make them available for licensing to whoever wants to license them for whatever cost that they charge. And then at least it's up to the game developers then. And you know, somebody might pick it up, maybe somebody won't, but at least there's a chance. But as it currently stands, wasn't enough to drop the building. Oh, I should have taken the turn to hit the Wolverine. What am I doing? I completely brained out then. No wonder it's 1:44 in the morning. Oops. Alright, that was, alright. So anyways, regardless, I'm going to have to... not necessarily disengage, but I'm going to have to find... get in over these buildings over here, because shirt fronting a Griffin, a Thunderbolt, and everything else all at once is it's just not a great idea. LRM's out of play. I need a quick kill. Let's go for the other leg. 2 large lasers, 3 medium lasers. Let's see if we can cut the legs out from under this Wolverine. Yes, we can. Alright, Wolverine's out of play.
Enemy mech destroyed.
That's got our back secured. That corrects my mistake from before, from just not paying enough attention. Fortunately, that would have been nice to fire into the building and actually drop it underneath this Griffin, but you know, we can't have everything that we're after.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Right, jump down here. I need the lead spitter to get around and start flanking some stuff and ripping its spine out. That's what I need. I think a withdrawal with the Thunderbolt and at least his friends would be a good idea. Not until I take the mission target at the very least. The mission target has to be eliminated. I'm pretty sure that's the Griffin. Which I think we can do.
Warning. Armor low.
But yeah, the rest of this... although if he keeps maneuvering like that, it's going to be a problem.
Warning. Damage critical.
That's not what I want to be hearing. No, shit, of course. It's not the Griffin. The Thunderbolt is the target.
Moving to position. Confirmed.
Drop another building, see if we can smash the legs
down,
out from
Commander.
underneath these guys.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Yeah, I'm sure the armor's been breached at this point. Shit. I'm not sure what to do here. That Thunderbolt is not good. Well, 6-pack's got the most armor, so I probably shouldn't be trying to do anything fancy here. But it is about to overheat. See, actually, the melee on the Firestarter is actually a pretty good option here. It puts it front and center and gives it a chance to cool down.
Going hand to hand, I guess.
Yeah, that was worth it.
But that hurt.
Alright, Buster, you have a good one. Merry Christmas, mate. This is going to be an expensive repair bill. Yeah, tell me about it. We need... I gotta suck this through. Present the right armor. No, that's not going to work because I need... Where am I going to put this? Yeah, present the right armor. Because the left-hand side's fucked. Large laser out of cycle. Pull one of the medium lasers. We'll keep the large laser in. All of our really advanced weapons. No, the missiles are 2. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Hopefully that's enough that at least gets... And he misses with everything. Okay.
Confirmed.
Risky, but Phantom's going to have to...
Engaging jump jets.
I think Phantom's going to have to be MVP again. Won't be the first time.
Accuracy through volume of fire. Reporting. Critical hit.
Yeah, that's why I want to get rid of that Firestarter. We're already having heat issues with this much metal that we got to fight against, and it's going to start trying to toast us up as well. Oof. Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do here is a fun little game of
damage critical.
Run away in the Thunderbolt as fast as we possibly can over the next couple of turns
by.
and get them to chase it because they seem pretty obsessed with the Thunderbolt at this point. And I'm going to have to, at the very least for one turn, disengage with the Griffin just for a cooldown. Yeah, Thunderbolt's going to have to sprint off around the way the Griffin's going and make him chase across the buildings.
What now?
Well, you're cooled down. What are my options here? Like, how's everyone's damage doing? You are... Most of your armor on your legs is gone. Thunderbolt's completely untouched, because of course it is, but that's fine. I've got a plan for him. Griffin, we never knocked the building out from underneath it, so it's mostly okay. Another cooldown on 6-pack is probably not a bad idea, so let's move... You've already fired. Yeah, we can do that. Right leg destroyed. Come on, get out of your mech. Nope, pilot is still not getting out of the mech. Pilot's incapacitated. Oh, that works. Okay, we can go with that. That's fine. Claymore, sprint the Thunderbolt down the back street. Frankly, at this point, presenting rear armor isn't a bad option. You've got more armor on the rear than you do on the front.
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected.
Alright, and they're going to start trying to do... Try an LRM fuckers, okay. Right, now the Gladiator's nearly got all of its armor gone. So, lead spitter to the side. I don't want to jump behind the Thunderbolt right now while it's got 2 mechs to the rear. Like, that's just asking to get my ass shot off. I want the Thunderbolt to start chasing, and then I'm going to shoot it in the back. But I want to make sure the rest of the mechs don't come after it. So let's see if we can leg the Gladiator.
All weapons, go!
Lower leg actuator destroyed. That's going to slow it down at the very least. Yeah, missile strikes on the Thunderbolt, which is to be expected.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
I'm here. Okay, let's go.
You know. Let's do it again. Destroy its damn leg. There we go.
Critical hit, Commander.
And that's what we wanted.
Commander?
Cool. Apex. I do not want you shirt fronting the Thunderbolt. So you are going to have another turn where you just move. That has got a really high skill pilot in it as well. Look at the evasion on that. That's 6 pips. 6 pips on a Thunderbolt. Thing's moving like a scout mech. Wait, hang on. What the fuck is a Gladiator? Gladiator is another mech. This is one of the BEX mods. One of the ones that comes in BattleTech Extended, and it's in BattleTech Advanced. I can't remember the exact stats. I think it's about 65 tons, I think. And yeah, looking at that, yeah, Thunderbolt is running away. This has not been a fantastic shakedown, but it is going to continue running as fast as it possibly can. Yeah, that's showed the Gladiator down. But that's all I wanted it to do. Now we've got a separation between it and the Thunderbolt, so now we can go after the Thunderbolt.
Confirmed.
Right, let's jump the lead spitter. So we get 5.
Lifting off.
Although with that much evasion, this is probably not going to land. Precision shot straight in the back.
Firing.
Oh, most of it
Primary
landed.
target damage, Commander.
That could have been a lot worse.
Okay, you can cut it out now.
Aye, aye.
Alright, I'm going to pull the Griffin back a little bit as well so I can keep the ECM up on the Thunderbolt, but I'm not going to pull it back too far, because if it sprints the corner again, I want to be able to jump forward in the Griffin and actually jump into the rear firing arc of the Thunderbolt and pull it apart as it goes to run past, because it seems really obsessed with trying to get my Thunderbolt. So set up a bit of an ambush here.
Hey.
Alright, Cerberus. Gladiator's already fired its shot. It's probably worth just going for the walk. Try and present side armor, because we've still got it. Going for the overheat, hitting the Thunderbolt, and then come back on the Gladiator in melee. Let's do another precision strike. Back armor again. I really want to chew through this thing's rear. Hit chances aren't great, but that's just because it's got so much evasion and there's not much I can do about it.
Hunting through the back.
I can't believe how much evasion that's got. Like, holy crap. Alright. That puts us behind a building. And now, can we get... We can. Indirect missile attacks. 34, 44, 34, 20. Not much. We might as well throw it at the Thunderbolt.
Engaging target. No damage detected.
Trenched and guarded. And no movement, so it just surrendered all of its
Enemy
evasion.
sensor lock detected.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Now, here's the risky part. I was sort of counting on him moving forward. The fact that he doesn't actually poses a little bit of a problem. So we're going to disengage from the Thunderbolt. And jump into the rear arc of the Gladiator. 4 evasion pips should be enough to be able to survive the attack coming from over here on the Griffin.
Locking off with all weapon systems.
Jump jets destroyed, heat sink destroyed.
Inflicted some nasty on that sumbitch.
Engine shielding crit.
Warning. Damage critical.
Yep, I know it's critical, but there's not much I can do about that. Alright, we are going to... Actually, can I get... You go for a breaching shot, but it's not going to matter. The Griffin's still got full armor. I can jump there, which gets me to the tree line, so I at least get the damage bonus. I've also got the evasion pips, and then hit some shots into the front of the Thunderbolt. Alright, evasion saves the lead spitter. That's fine. That's what we were after.
What now?
And we will go for a rear melee attack.
Advancing, I guess.
All of its rear armor is gone.
Weapon,
So we should hit something important, maybe? That'll do. Left torso destroyed. Left arm destroyed. Pilot
maybe
injured.
things are looking up. Internal structure disintegrating.
I do like the look of the Gladiator. I hadn't seen that one before. I'll pull up the specs for you if you give me just a moment here. Because I can't remember everything about it straight off the top of my head. Yeah, medium class mech. It's 55 tons, not 60 tons, so it's a little bit lighter than I thought. 4 variants. And it was built, so for period, production year was 2490. So 2490 was the year it was built. So it's an older mech. Alright, Claymore. No way to avoid that indirect fire, so... we'll rain another missile salvo. That's all we've got in the way of options.
Engaging target.
Very least it'll strip a pip. No, kept evasion. That's got to have a 10-point pilot in it.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Oh, of course they do.
Skipper?
Right. I can't actually jump far enough to do what I need to do here. Alright, that's fine. We will do just what we have to. 5 evasion pips should be enough.
Now let's
Lay
see how
into
you
its
handle
side.
this.
Alright, pilot is panicking, which is good.
Got a weapon out.
Ooh. Yeah, we didn't dodge that one. That evasion didn't save us. The Griffin got our rear.
Awaiting orders. Roger that. Engaging target.
God, this freaking Thunderbolt is a prick of a thing to kill.
Right here.
At this point, I'm not even concerned about saving parts. I just want it to die. Where can I go that I can actually turn around and get it? Yeah, that'll let me get its rear.
On my way.
That'll let me get its rear.
Targeting for an upper strike.
There we go. Head to the evac point. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Alright, so the enemy still has 3 mechs remaining. They've got the Valkyrie, they've got the Griffin up there, and they've got the bloody Gladiator. Where is... Alright, evac zone isn't actually all that far away. Okay, cool. We will begin our sprints to get to the evac zone. And we're just going to pull out. We're not going to fight the rest of this. Assuming the lead spitter survives. Come on.
Confirmed.
Phantom and that fire starter. Yeah, this mission would have been a complete wash without him. Yeah, time to hit the gears and get the hell out of here. Yeah, he's lost the whole left-hand side of the mech. Thankfully, shots on
Yes,
Cerberus I'm
Commander.
less concerned about. The mech doesn't have anything particular valuable in it, and he's got more armor than basically everybody else at this point, so...
Copy.
Yes, Commander.
And the Griffin's the only thing that's really going to be able to keep up, because with one leg shot off, the Gladiators almost knackered.
Copy that.
I'm not sure about the mobility of the other one. It doesn't really been... It's jump jet capable, but it doesn't seem to be going too fast, so... Yeah, I think we can get out of here. I think we're going to be good. Gladiator is an Age of War era 55-ton battle mech, which should almost be unknown after the reunification war. But there was also a clan mech that the Inner Sphere called the Gladiator, the Executioner. Yes. Now, all I can do here, frankly, is run into the circle, brace, and present my rear armor, because I've got more rear armor than I do front. Was there anything I didn't like about MechWarrior 5? Most of it.
Yep.
Like, I like that somebody made a MechWarrior game again, but it's just a shame they made MechWarrior 5. That's about where it comes down to. It was missing so many obvious features. There are so many clear shortcuts. The game essentially ripped off most of its UI and most of its inner battle design from BattleTech here. So they had a blueprint on how to do it, to build the game that they were building to a really high quality. And somehow they still managed to fuck it up. So, ouch. I didn't realize that was a thing. I missed that was explosive.
Standing by.
Alright, that's 3 in the circle. Did we kill the Gladiator, or would it be worth taking apart? No, we just shot off its leg and slowed it down so it can't bring all of its weapons to bear, because it's got quite a few of them. So, no, that's all we've done with it so far. And that's all I'm planning on doing with it. We get on the edge of it and brace. No, I didn't even pick up an evasion point doing that. Yeah, we are just, we are in, very much in GDFO mode here at the moment. Let's brace.
Venting heat.
Right here.
And jump. Smack bang in the center of the circle. And there we go. Evac. Nice, clean, quiet, perfect. I wouldn't say that mission was any of those things. But it was completed.
Successful.
Huh. What don't I like about MechWarrior 5? I don't like the mission structure. I don't like the fact that there's only like 7 maps across the entire game that are played over and over again. I don't like the feeling of most of the mechs. The way they move and walk is fine, but the rest of the features are incredibly arcadey. I don't, in general, like the graphics. It's got access to Unreal Engine 4, and they basically half-assed it. Half the graphics feel like they're more asset flips out of some kind of asset pack rather than something that was actually crafted. Virtually every section of the game seems to be shortcut. A lot of the expansion packs are just kind of garbage and introduce features that were not a thing in the scale that they deployed, such as mass melee weapons like all the mechs are fucking Gundams. They were incredibly rare, and very few mechs actually had functional ones. Like, for example, a perfect example that I keep coming back to on that is the expansion pack included a version of the Highlander that uses a broadsword. There was only one of those. Well, there was a couple of them, but they were a mech that was essentially a like a ceremonial mech, and the broadsword was non-functional for anything more than one swing before it destroyed itself. It was the same mech that the Highlanders dressed up in a kilt as part of their thing. So yeah, it wasn't something that was done. The story was garbage. The voice acting was terrible for the default game. Actually, yeah, virtually every part of the actual story of MechWarrior 5 in every aspect is horrible. The expansion for the first expansion pack was actually kind of okay. That made up for it. The first expansion pack should have been the story for MechWarrior 5 as default. Not only are the graphics half-assed, the actual performance is terrible. Like, I've got a 3080 and a 5900X, and it runs like shit in comparison to what it should and what other games on Unreal Engine have run like. So it is unoptimized out to buggery. If you follow the modding community, they've straight gone into the code, and there's whole sections of it that look like they've been made by a fucking amateur. And on top of all this shouldn't be this bad, because virtually all of the mechs in the game and all the complicated stuff is a straight asset rip from MechWarrior Online. So they didn't have to make anything to begin with. They just copied it. So yeah, I play MechWarrior 5 because it is a modern MechWarrior game. But I don't have much liking for it. The only thing I will give to it, the only thing I really do like about MechWarrior 5, is the co-op play. I like how they did co-op, and the fact that I can be playing my single-player campaign, I can open it up and give a code to a couple of my mates, and they can jump in and take over the AI that are in my other mechs, and I can play 4-player co-op MechWarrior. That is fantastic. But it's also about one of the very few things that is good that I have to say about MechWarrior 5. I am looking for, this is my opinion of MechWarrior 5. I am looking forward to Piranha losing the MechWarrior license, it reverting back to Microsoft, and hopefully somebody who's fucking competent at making a video game actually picking it up and making MechWarrior 6. That's MechWarrior 5 for me. About to sum it up. Is the MechWarrior 5 story canon? Technically, I think yes. Technically, but I'm hoping whoever gets the license rights after Piranha is done with it, because Piranha is basically washing their hands of the entire thing now because they've been bought out and the people that were interested in MechWarrior are long gone. So I'm hoping that whoever picks it up next basically deletes the entire game and resets the canon. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. MechWarrior 5 has a lot of things it shouldn't be able to excuse itself for. And, like, beyond all of that, you've got MechWarrior 2, 3, and 4. 3 being the best, 4 being utterly fantastic and still playable today, and 2 still being a fantastic game that sold incredibly well and yeah was excellent. Not to mention the Mercenaries packs and the expansion packs that come off. The blueprint for a good MechWarrior game is about 25 years old to 30 years old. So with a blueprint and access to a really good engine and access to all of the potential assets you could need, and you still manage to produce a game that's that shit, it's yeah. Okay, so I didn't realize that. We've got 3 parts of an Orion sitting in our hangar, and we just got 2 parts of that Orion K. We have an Orion now after that mission. Yoink. What else have we got in here? Wolverine, don't care about. We've already got a Thunderbolt. Yeah, I'm just going to grab the two Orion parts, because they're worth the most. And yeah, there's nothing else in there that's really worth grabbing. I've only got 1 part Wolverine. So even if I took both of those, I'm only going to have 3. Locust, who gives a shit. Firestarter, I do need a spare, but it's not that urgent. And I've just built the Thunderbolt, so I've got no spare pieces. So we've got an Orion. Alright, so we got everything except the Thunderbolt and the Wolverine component. Cool. I'm actually getting some tonnage this stream. Holy shit. Although, to be fair, it's making me work for it. I'd like to remind everybody, that was a 2-skull mission. 2. That was the kind of mission that you could take with your heaviest mech being 50 tons and run into that. Yeah. Gonna need to do some mech repairs? You don't say. Orion K was the first true heavy mech, a multi-role brawler. The Orion can engage enemies at a variety of ranges and has plenty of armor to survive combined for quite some time. Slow, yes, but powerful. Alright, so we have the K and the V. K model. Orion K was the first true heavy mech. Yeah, what have we got? 1 ballistic slot, 4 energy slots, 2 missile slots. And we have the V variant, which is 2 ballistic, 2 energy, and 3 missile slots. The Orion 5 trades some armor of the K model and is known to... Well, that's automatically a downside. Trades some armor. Ugh. And it's known to mount additional weaponry. This increases overall damage output, but many pilots consider the loss of armor to be risky. I agree. We're building the K. And we are going to get it ready.
Sure thing. We'll see that it's prepped and ready.
Oh, this isn't going to be pretty back here. Right, everything's going to have to get a refit. Everything. Small laser, medium laser. Yeah, we'll just put that up there. Equipment, weapons. Small laser and a medium laser. So nothing too significant here. Lost. We'll just get those around the right way. Cool. 58,000 in 3 days. Totally worth it, by the way, to pull an Orion out.
Shouldn't be too hard.
And ye old good lead spitter. That was a devastating strike. That was all from one hit. That was that Griffin getting a shot in our back. So we lost 2 jump jets. That'll explain why its jump range was so crap after. I didn't realize they were destroyed. And weapons. Hopefully. Yes, we got plenty of MGs. That's right. I think I bought out a planet's worth of MGs on one of the runs just to make sure we had enough because I was running out. Alright, so that has us set.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
The Griffin only needs a repair. It doesn't need a refit. That's good. Nice. And the Thunderbolt also only needs a repair. It didn't lose anything. It just took a pounding. And that is our Orion, which we will have to start working out a fit for in probably the next stream. But there we go. 75 ton, 65 ton. I think we can finally get rid of our Brawler Archer. We can pull the SRMs out of this and start looking at LRM-15s. I think we got a couple put aside and set the Archer to what it should be. We're actually getting some tonnage now. Alright, so let's check out our mech warriors themselves.
Standing by.
Alright, so Apex has 920 points. Nothing that can be particularly spent here.
Orders.
Archangel, same deal.
Standing by.
Beach Ball. It's the recoil penalty. No, we're going to keep sitting on that because we want the 4,900. We want Evasive Expert.
Standing by.
Same deal, saving for 4,900. Saving for 4,900. Nearly there, though. Nearly got breaching shot.
Waiting for orders.
Confirmed.
Nearly got Evasive Expert as well. So, actually, I've got to make sure Phantom does the next couple of runs, because he's bloody close. He's probably the most advanced pilot I've got at the moment overall. Alright. So, that went surprisingly well. So let's have a little bit of a look through the rest of this, and we'll bring this stream to a close, because it is now 2:30 on my side, so it's getting a little late. Also, Black Knight with swords, that was Comstar exclusive. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things like that. Like, they released a pack that was dedicated melee weapons. The thing is, melee weapons, like effective battlefield melee weapons, were actually incredibly rare. And most of the mechs that had the capability were custom designed for that capability. There was very few that had them. There were mechs that carried melee weapons because they have hands that can manipulate and would do melee attacks. But most of the weapons, because of their weight, were actually incredibly light. And they were essentially designed for like ceremonies and stuff like that. There was a lot of the weapons they put into that pack were either insanely rare or they were just, you know, they weren't a thing outside of a ceremonial thing that would be dropped almost instantly when going into combat, and, you know, the mechs would engage their actual primary weapons to fight. Yeah, it's... And the thing is, I know why they did it. Because that expansion pack cost them next to nothing to develop. Because they didn't have to do anything. All they had to do is model the weapon, which a decent 3D modeler can model a whole bunch of weapons, like model 20 weapons and texture them in probably a day or two, and then create an animation for the mech to hold and swing them. Because otherwise they're just using the standard mech thing. So that entire expansion pack they sold and made money on. But it was, the entire thing was basically bare minimum effort to actually develop. And the few new things that required a little bit more were mechs like the Hatchetmen and stuff that they brought over from MechWarrior Online. So, yeah. What I would like, I would actually like, I think the engine is capable if somebody modded it competently. I understand, I'm not entirely sure why, but I think a whole bunch of modders have actually backed off from playing with MechWarrior 5 now. I'm not sure why they've done that, but if they go back and start messing around with it, I would like to see somebody recreate the MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries campaign inside of the MechWarrior 5 engine in the same way that Angel did the rebuild of TIE Fighter inside of the modified, upgraded X-Wing Alliance engine. Do exactly the same thing. That could be cool. And just use the sound files from MechWarrior 4, bring them over to MechWarrior 5 for all the voice acting, and use MechWarrior 5 systems to recreate MechWarrior 5. And that would be a much better story. Hello, Tal, right here at the end. Hurt McDirt, please God, just give us a story that isn't my father was a mercenary who I must avenge with the next MechWarrior game. Well, there's only been one. There's only been one. MechWarrior 2 was Jade Falcon versus Wolf. That was entirely in clan space prior to the invasion of the Inner Sphere. The expansion for that was Ghost Bear's Legacy, which was Clan Smoke Jaguar? God, I can't remember who stole it. One of the other clans, I think it was Smoke Jaguar, stole the gene stock for Clan Ghost Bear off their homeworld. And so it's which is essentially the combined genetic codes that they use for their eugenics program. And so you're basically on a crusade to kick ass, take names, and get that genetic stock back, because it's all your bloodlines for your clan. So that was the expansion for MechWarrior 2. Then there was MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, which was the clan invasion, which was really good. It very closely followed I actually can't remember the name of who it followed. There's a section of one of the books that it's sort of based on. Anyways. But yeah, it was pretty good. Same as MechWarrior 2 engine. MechWarrior 3 was versus Clan Smoke Jaguar as part of the reprisals following Tukied. Pirates Moon was a spin-off of that. I can't remember the... Actually, yeah, I don't remember the details for Pirates Moon all that well. MechWarrior 4 Vengeance was the start of the fourth succession war or fifth? No, it was post-clan invasion. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was post-clan invasion. It was... It was one of the Inner Sphere's internal fightings anyway, and you're playing... Actually, yeah, it was the splitting up of the Federated Commonwealth, I think, maybe. Yeah, it was the start of the FedCom Civil War. Yeah. And then MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, which was post-Clan Invasion as well, based around the same time, but as a mercenary company. So none of them had that story. And then you get to MechWarrior 5. Okay, well, we could do that story, but they did it so horribly. They did it so horribly that if you recall on release, and then if you go back and try and play the story now, they rewrote the entire start of the story to try and make it make more sense and to make the characters more likable, and you still fucking hate them. Like, they rewrote the entire introduction and tried to rewrite parts of the story because it was that bad, and it's still terrible. It's just... It wasn't necessarily a bad story option. It was just executed in the worst possible way. Red Kite, amen to that. I couldn't tolerate it either. Gave up very quickly. Went and installed MechWarrior 3 instead. Yeah, MechWarrior 3 is always worth the play. As I said, I was doing MechWarrior 4 not that long ago. And I didn't get that finished. I needed to get back to that. That was right when I hurt my back. Actually, I almost completely forgot about that. That I should get back onto as well. I got to recover from all those mechs I lost. MechWarrior 5 is a nice power fantasy. Get off work, jump into a big stomping metal box and shoot something. Yeah, look, it's entirely playable, especially if you have a couple of friends involved that take over the AI, because the AI is dumb as a sack of bricks. It's terrible. So if you get... Like, this is how we've completed most of it. It's usually me, Dead Meat, Dick, and Bog. I actually think I've got playthroughs and that on there. And we jump in and we play through the campaigns and the rest of it. And most of that is just... It's really good fun. But it's because I got 4 good mates and we're walking around in big stompy robots blowing shit up. We're not really paying much attention to the story of why we're blowing shit up, which is the problem. I have a theory on how a good MechWarrior game should be built. I've spoke about it before, but yeah... I kind of was trying to get in touch with somebody in the DCS modding community. I wanted somebody to make me, or to take one of the battle mech models from MechWarrior 5 and make it walk and make me be able to pilot it in DCS. Not as anything more than capable of that, but just so I could use this as an example. If you built a scale map like what DCS has, you could have a campaign that plays across the entirety of that map with a moving battlefront that would change based on what you did, and have actual scaled cities that you're fighting inside of in a first-person game. You could do that. You could build something on that scale. It is entirely possible to do. It would take effort, but I think that would be the best outcome for a MechWarrior game. Build it as a sim. Doesn't have to be a super hardcore sim, but build it like it's a sim, and the game will be better. A Thunderbolt and Orion, Mag's luck is finally turning up. Yeah. Tell Mags, mate, I hate you for awakening the mighty need of your rogue trader-inspired idea on Twitter. Yes, I've been watching. This is actually something else that I would like out of the BattleTech universe. I've been watching, and I don't know if anybody else has seen it. Or how many of you have seen it. I'm sure some of you have. Owlcat Games, that makes Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder, I think it's Wrath of the Righteous. They are making a Road Trader game. I've spoken about this here before. The alpha for it has come out. You can't access the alpha unless you've bought like the collector's edition pack, which unfortunately is $300 US. I would absolutely love to buy it, but this close to Christmas and what's going to equate to about $500 Australian, yeah, it's a little bit too rich for my blood. But I've been watching the gameplay footage of it. The gameplay is like XCOM, but with a CRPG storyline based in the Rogue Trader universe. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's got elements in it where you can jump out, where you have to move your ship around as well, because Rogue Traders have a ship that they use to move between planets, as well as having XCOM-style combat on the ground. And the more I was looking at it, the more I was thinking, you could build a CRPG in this style. You could have on-ground, on-foot combat between mech warriors, infantry, even elemental suits. In an XCOM style, you could have your ship move between planets like it does in BattleTech here, the same kind of inner storyline, jumping in and out between your characters, jumping between places, and then when you got to a planet and we're going to have a mech battle, have it switch over and play the BattleTech style turn-based mech battle in the mechs with your characters, and then afterwards play the CRPG style inside of the ship, being able to move around from the third person perspective and actually play an RPG. And you could build a fully functional RPG. And the bit that got me even more about it as an idea, this game is built in Unity. All the Pathfinder games and the new Rogue Trader game are also built in Unity. All the parts should be interchangeable. They're all coded on the same friggin' engine. I've visually seen what a BattleTech RPG can look like now by looking at that game and looking at this and going, God, somebody's got to mash this shit together. This has to be what BattleTech 2 is like. A full-on RPG that actually has out-of-mech, on-ground elements where you investigate, do whatever, talk to people, move around your ship, move around other people's ships, boarding actions. This has to be a thing. You have a fair spare Firestarter in storage, do you, or did you sell it? I probably haven't sold it. I probably need to pull it out. And Orion K, personally my favourite heavy in the game. Congrats. Thank you very much. It's about time. I think 6-pack can be retired. Considering how much damage it took and how useful it was in the last one, I think it's worth keeping it around. Shadowhawks are surprisingly good. Mags, I know you've said you're in Vic before, but are you trying to find a way of playing BattleTech on tabletop? There's a group out in West Vic who is starting to grow. It depends on where West Vic is. I mean, I'm up on the border, so Melbourne, turning around and driving to Melbourne for me is 2 hours at least. Argo update. Yeah, you know what? We're actually doing pretty well. We will do a ship upgrade. We're over 4 million, and we've got mechs repaired, and we're actually doing fine, and we've probably got more missions to do. Although there's not much left for us. Oh, actually, no, maybe not. That's 700,000. Yeah, 2.2 million, 2.2 million or 700,000. Those are our three options. We'll go with that one. We'll get that going. It's 30 days, and we're going to have to do the high-capacity power conduits eventually. So,
Roger that, Commander.
Because that supports other parts of the mech system. So it might actually unlock a couple as well. Well, thank you for reminding me of that. Zero Scale. I recommend to start sorting out a tactics-centric plot for an LRM boat. Tactics-centric pilot for an LRM boat. The indirect file penetrate reduction. Yeah. Yeah, I will be. The plan, although he's not going to quite work for it.
Commander?
Archangel.
Yes,
what is it?
Commander.
Apex. Yeah, Apex is building up to be my primary LRM pilot for the moment, although I do need to build one that's tactics focused, and that's because you can, if with the LRM 20, the reason I went breaching shot on this one, you got multi-target capability for firing missile launchers at different mechs, so you can hit multiple targets at once. But breaching shot, if I can get Apex into a mech with +2 LRM clustering, preferably one with a targeting computer for missile systems, which I think I've got one sitting in the hangar at the moment, just waiting for a mech to put it on. Breaching shot works on an LRM 20 launcher, so you can get breach and indirect fire breaching shot across half the map. So that's my first mech pilot, missile pilot. I'm going to have to build a tactics one though. You are right. Here's an idea for a BT game: air sim with Aerotech assets. Yeah, I've said that for a while. Somebody should build, like, there are other parts of the universe. There should be an elemental game. There should be an infantry game. Could you picture an infantry game where you're not playing as the battle mechs as the central point? You're operating as field infantry underneath battle mechs. So you're in the middle of a firefight with somebody in a street, and a fucking Atlas just goes wandering past and starts blowing the shit out of the buildings in front of you. Like, the set pieces you could build in a game like that would be amazing. And yes, This game has a full series of ships in space, warships, jump ships, transfer ships, and a full deck of space fighters. Why the hell is there not a space fighter game where you're flying around in space, you're engaging other fighters, you're engaging these ships, and then you're dropping down into planets and operating as air support for mechs operating on the ground or infantry units? You could... It frustrates me how underutilized this IP is. Here's how you do a melee mech. Strip off all the weapons off a heavy and put all that tonnage towards a battery ram in the hull. Then just run into people. Mech Assault story, non-canon, but still an okay story. Yeah, Mech Assault story was fine. It was, again, Mech Assault is not canon, but Mech Assault is a shitload of fun. Mech Warrior 4 Black Knight, Ghost Bear's Legacy. Yes, it was Clan Smoke Jaguar. Yeah, I thought it was. Because I remember there was a little bit of a question at the start. They weren't entirely sure who it was, and the story for Ghost Bear's Legacy was... Part of it was you working out who did the raid, and then tracking down where they took your stuff and getting your stuff back. Mech Warrior 4 Black Knight. Yes, yeah, I forgot Black Knight. There's another one in there. Looks like I'm just seeing this as things are winding down, but at least I'll have the VOD to watch later. I didn't realise how much I was missing this until it was gone for several months. Thankfully, it will be back. I'll be trying to do one at least once a week, and I'll be trying to add a couple more streams in as well. As I said, the next one might be Mech Commander. I've got to test out and see if this HD version actually works, but if it does, there might be a stream in the next couple of days playing around on that. I think my connection will handle that. Was Ghost Bear's Legacy before or after they realised their warriors were part Wolverine? I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure of the time scale around there. I know it was prior to the invasion of the Inner Sphere. Because... Mech Warrior, I'm actually not sure when Ghost Bear's Legacy played out, because it doesn't necessarily have to be after Mech Warrior 2. And Mech Warrior 2 was the trial of... Not Trial of Refusal, the trial of... Actually, it might have been Trial of Refusal. It was the trial between Clan Wolverine and Clan Jade Falcon for who was going to lead the invasion of the Inner Sphere. That's what it was based around. And partially whether or not the invasion of the Inner Sphere was actually going to commence at all. Just talking for the moment. He'll play one more mission. No, I'm not playing one more mission, man. It's 2:40. It's nearly 3 a.m. I'm going to bed in just a moment. Just want to finish up the chat, and I'm enjoying the chat anyway. EVE Online, but with BattleTech. No. That one's a little... Well, it depends. If you based it in the First Succession War... Yeah, you could. EVE Online is very much... It's large ship-to-ship space combat. The problem is that after the First Succession War, nobody used warships anymore. So it would have to be based around the First Succession War. Or one of the wars before the First Succession War. That would be allowed as well. Like, that would work as well. But otherwise, that's the one thing that the BattleTech universe doesn't have. Because of the absolute destruction that happened in the First Succession War. After that, everybody went, okay, we've got these big giant ships that are super expensive to maintain, that can completely blow the shit out of an entire planet from orbit. But they're not doing what they want to do, and also our communications company is telling us they're going to cut off our phone line if we keep doing this with our ships. So we won't do this anymore. And that was it. I don't know if you know, but you can control Oops, clicked the wrong button there. You can control mouse button 1. Sorry, I lost that for a second. On the skills tree to fully reskill them for a cost, I think. Yeah, I know there's a reskill option. I haven't bothered using it yet. Actually, I think you've got to actually have the top unlock for the crew quarters for the Argo, which I have, so I should have access to that. But yeah, I'm trying not to need to do it. My crew skills I'm actually pretty happy with for the moment. I'd love to play Mech Commander 1. I'd love to get it running, but had serious mouse scrolling issues with the camera. The version that I'm going to be playing, Red Kite, is modded. I've already got a modded version of Mech Commander that works perfectly fine. It's Mech Commander Gold, and it plays at 1080p resolution, which means nearly the entire map is visible on the screen at the same time. Remembering that Mech Commander 1 was designed to run at 640 by 480 or 800 by 600, so at 1920 by 1080, almost the entire map is on screen at once. But this is supposed to be a HD, what I downloaded, I haven't checked it yet, but it's supposed to be a HD remaster of the entire game. So if that is the case, it should look nice and be playable. Basically, all the sprites have been updated because it is a sprite-based game. It's not a true 3D game. But it is incredibly cool. So I'm hoping it'll work out really well, and if so, that's going to be fun to play. Ghost Bear's Legacy is in 3058, so it's post-clan invasion. Okay, or during the clan invasion. That's interesting. I didn't realize it was then. Wolverine Annihilation was pre-invasion. Trial of the Incation was not Falcon and Wolf. The invasion, was that not Falcon and Wolf? Yeah, the trial for the invasion was Falcon and Wolf. Yeah, that was Mech Warrior 2. That's what you're playing in Mech Warrior 2. It's the engagements between Clan Wolf and Clan Jade Falcon in the lead up to the final battle, whose decide is going to begin the invasion. You actually even get to select who you play. You have the option to choose between Clan Wolf and Clan Jade Falcon, and they've both got their own little introductions and their own complete campaigns independent of one another, which was pretty impressive back in the day. Thanks for streaming. See you next stream, and don't forget to check out the left Flashpoint. Yeah, I will make sure to have a look at that and see what it is. There's a DCS mod that adds French vehicles with combined arms support. There's possibly the best route to go for a BT mod. Yeah, what I was actually looking at a little while ago, somebody did a joke mod for DCS. And this is what actually gave me the idea, because I didn't think it was possible. But somebody made a joke mod for DCS, which is a Tyrannosaur that can walk. They built a T-Rex that can walk. And I thought, whoever worked out how to do that should be able to take a model from BattleTech, Mech Warrior 5, Mech Warrior Online, even BattleTech here. They're all the same model. They're interchanging the same model. Scale it appropriately for its size, and then attach the walking animation and make it walk inside of DCS. And I wasn't looking to create a fully functional battle mech inside of DCS, but my thought was if I could get a walking battle mech that I could make a video on and show it walking through Dubai down the highway with jets flying overhead, just F-18s flying over the top of an Atlas walking down the main highway in Dubai. Surely that's going to get somebody's thoughts, It's a very good way of visually displaying what I've got inside of my head. But I could never find the person who built the mod, and I could never make that happen. But which is unfortunate. But that was the thought. I was going to make a video. Look, guys, this is my idea for a Mech Warrior game. This is what I think it should look like. Here is the closest thing I can build for you to get a visual idea of what I'm talking about. Look at how fucking awesome this is. We have jets flying over the top of an Atlas in the middle of an actual scaled city, and you can walk out of the city and walk into the desert. Or you can go fight on the beach, or whatever. I just couldn't find the modest way, and I don't have the personal skill to be able to do it. I could probably build the 3D model. I have no idea how to put one in DCS. I wouldn't even know where to begin, so... I don't have the capability, unfortunately. Hey, James, just bringing it to a close, mate. I'm starting to lose my voice, and it's nearly 3 a.m., so, just bringing it up to an end. Thanks for the stream, Sol. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. The Dino Mod guy is called 8Ball. He does a lot of interesting stuff. Well, look, if you can, somebody can direct him through, or even just pop this idea. Like, I don't care if they make it for me or they make it for somebody else or they make it for themselves. I would like access to I don't even care what mech it is. I'd prefer, a heavy or an assault, but don't even care what mech. But I just want access to it so I can create sort of this little visual image in a video of just, this is what I think MechWarrior 6 should look like, or at least this is the concept that somebody needs to grasp and put this in their head and then work out how to make it. Obviously, it has to be accessible. You can't build you could build a full flippy switch mech, but that's going to probably drive off some people from it as well. But you can make something far more simulation orientated, and you can build something on that scale and still have it accessible by the majority of people. You can do this. So, yeah. The big question, is the Rex limited to 30 miles an hour? That's a good question. If it is limited to 30 miles an hour and you can't make it walk any faster than that, it'd have to be in an Annihilator, because that would work. Actually, no, that would be too fast for an Annihilator. 30 miles an hour, 50 miles. Yeah, you can do an Atlas. An Atlas would work. All right, you guys. I'm going to bring this one to a close. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. And, yeah, there will be another stream in the next couple. I promise I will check out the HD mod probably tomorrow during the day. And if it runs, we may do a stream on that like Monday or Tuesday, providing, obviously, net connection notwithstanding. Hopefully it'll be okay, but we'll see. Alright, guys. Catch you later. Catch us next time.